If he doesn't pick up. Where you at?
ETA.
Yo.
Oh my God.
But are you in your car?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're not in your car.
I'm next to my car. I'm about to start it right now.
Do you mind if we start without you, or do you want us to wait completely? Because
It's already 1 o'clock.
Like less than 20 minutes.
Then just walk in. You know where the house is. You know how the front door works.
Alright, thank you. I got you.
All right.
all right.
I don't like this episode.
God bless.
This is so good.
It's gonna be so good.
I really don't like
This
this.
is gonna be my favorite episode ever. What's up, guys?
I sound like I'm walking into like a horror movie or a dark chamber.
I concur.
And then Mobb Deep's gonna start rapping.
I think
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
I think this was like 2006. I was probably listening to some Mike Jones because I think I named it Mike Jones. I don't know why.
You're in love with Mike Jones.
Doesn't really sound like a Mike
No, it
Jones
doesn't
beat,
sound-
but yeah, for whatever reason, I think that's
It's not chopped and screwed.
what came to mind. What's up, guys?
How you doing, bro?
Living life.
Can I tell you guys that we haven't recorded in like a month?
Don't make me depressed.
But we had our Yang Gang episode, political episode.
Our one fan in Sweden has been very upset with us.
Actually, I beg to differ because
Oh, whose voice?
Wait, what's going on?
Whose voice is this?
We need an introduction.
Wait.
We need an introduction.
We need the
proper
intro. We need the intro.
We need a proper. Turn the music down.
Play
Turn
my
the
new.
music down.
Play our new intro.
Welcome. This is the Old Millennials Podcast.
I love it.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. OMP, the Old Millennial Podcast. It's your boy Steven, and we're back again. Yes, we're back again. How many times have you heard me say that? Why? Because we live busy lives, but we love doing this. We love doing this for our fans. I like to
Not
say,
enough.
what up to everybody out there? PG, what's going on?
Living life. Another beautiful night in beautiful South Florida.
And tax season is over. so
Taxi is over.
My boy PG's feeling good, feeling great.
I just feel like I don't want to wear pants this whole week. Like, I just feel like now tax season's over, I can just let loose and just live my life. But I'm wearing pants right now.
Yeah.
What you
Or else
sipping
that'd be
on? What you
awkward.
sipping on? What you sipping on?
Something smoky.
Smoky.
Something smoky.
Something smoky. Okay.
Whiskey?
Scotch.
Scotch.
Sounds like scotch.
Some old man.
Scotch.
Some old man
Yeah,
drink.
That-
I feel good now.
Good.
I feel
good.
nice.
That beautiful deep voice. You guys know who that is.
He always says beautiful. Deep
That
voice.
beautiful deep voice. We all know
It's
who that is.
sultry.
Jimbo, what's
What's up?
going on, bro?
What's up, guys? I think I said that already.
Yeah, Jimbo, the producer, in front of the two-piece
DJ, producer,
setup he got over
editor,
here. Editor,
mastermind,
everything, mastermind.
the head of Voltron.
Who else is here?
Oh, we got a special guest. Is it a special guest though? I think we've said his name a couple of times on the podcast, but this is the
mentioned
first
it.
time he's actually in the building. Hen Dutch Studios, everybody, please give a round of applause to our. Oh no, actually, Jimbo, hit us with the horns for our boy, all the way from Lauderhill, Florida.
They're gonna say California.
Nah, used to be formerly of California, aka Jamaican Beef Patty Land, Lauderhill. Hanif, what's up, bro?
What's good, everybody?
Can you-
Oh
can
no
you
no
speak
no
up?
no! Can you
Where's the
speak
energy,
up?
bro?
I need the energy.
What's happening?
There we go. There we go.
Welcome to the show.
I'd like to officially welcome you to our show, the Old Millennial Podcast.
It's been a month since our last recording, but we had our pretty good episode last time.
Well received.
Well received, I guess, from what we hear. So if you guys like that, let us know. And if there's anything you guys want to let us know, you can hit us up on our Twitters or our email, admin@oldmillennialspodcast.com. And my Twitter is Jimothy Goods, @JimothyGoods.
Hit up Steven at the real EST. And any complaints, any bad words, anything negative,
Or
you have to
conspiracy
say,
theories.
Conspiracy
hit up
theories.
Loren at LLCoolRen.
Or if you're looking for a good time.
So where is he right now?
Loren.
Do we know?
Yes, we do know. He's
Hustling.
supposedly in between Hollywood and on his way over here.
He's hustling. He's making a living.
Yeah.
He's exploring all his sexual activities. all in one stroke.
Eh,
I don't think I want to sit in his seat.
Actually, I want to start off. I have this funny ass little story that so there. We usually try to play basketball once a week. We go out there, we play our first game, and we lose. Okay, Loren missed a couple layups. He did a
Wide
couple
open
turnovers. It was a big old mess. He's not here to defend himself, but we don't play that game here, so who
fired.
gives a fuck? He fucked up the whole game. Anyways, so we lost, and then we go and sit on the bench waiting for the next, the next. And then so happens that Loren was able to get a spot. The man who cost us the game got a spot on the next team, so he got to play again. So while we were waiting. So we were sitting there waiting, and this gentleman, I'll say he's definitely about 10 years younger than all of us, comes up to us, and it's like, "Excuse me, sir, can you please tell me the time?" Polite as ever, you know what I mean? So Gabe goes on his phone, he grabs his phone,
Excuse me,
he
sir.
said, "Yo, it's 7:30 p.m." And the guy looks at him and is like, "Thank you very much, sir. I'm sorry to bother you." And he walks away.
jeez.
Yo, I felt like 15 years old, like 15 years older than what I am right now. Like that made me feel like an old. Like he could have come like, "Yo, bro, can you tell me what time it is?" "Oh, what up, dog? What time is?" You know what I mean? I would have been like, "Oh yeah, bro, it's this time." Blah, blah. He could have came up so informal. The fact that he came up to me and Gabe and Ants like super formal, and he called us sir.
It's a sign of respect, bro.
Sorry
But
to
Gabe-
bother you,
Gabe
sir.
has a really big fucking.
Sorry
beard.
to bother you, sir. Sorry to bother you.
He probably
sir.
thought like, look
on
at
the
these.
basketball
Look
court.
at these old motherfuckers.
Yeah,
They're probably
exactly.
gonna watch. One of those old motherfuckers
Exactly.
gonna watch.
So I did not know if I was supposed to feel disrespected, or if I was supposed to feel like, it's not that big of a deal. But I kind of felt a little disrespected because I kind of felt like he was calling us old. At the same time, I was laughing my ass off because his direction that he was pointing at and actually talking to was at Gabe. So we were just feeling the effects because we were hanging out with him. You know what I mean? So I kind of felt pretty
You're
good
right.
about it.
You're right.
Right? It wasn't directly towards me.
but you're part of the old man gang.
Yeah, the answer's like, "Oh no, he just probably da da da." We're he probably thought that we're just a little bit older. And I was like, "Bro, look at our hairlines. It's easy to tell that we're not there. We're not that young, man." That definitely made me feel old. But
I
hey,
just think
Or
you don't have
Loren's
any fucking
missing
manners.
layups.
yeah, Loren's missing legs.
Man, look at his knees.
How old was he?
No, this kid was young. You could tell he was young. He was a young kid.
Like high school young or?
Nah, like probably maybe just starting college young.
Okay.
He looked young.
I only feel old on the basketball courts because going out to ball was always like, that's when you'd go, everyone play music, like everyone,
Right.
it'd kind of be like, oh, a new track came out, blah, blah, blah. Now, every time I go out, I hate, it's all trap music, and that's all everyone plays
yeah.
on the courts.
So-
So I'm like, how come no one plays music I like anymore, except when Eric gets the box?
Yeah, so now
and then
when we
the
go,
aux cord.
and it's funny though because when we go out there, we're like, "Damn, remember back in the day? It was like 3 years ago." All of our friends used to go out there.
It was
And
the
we
whole
used to-
squad.
We used to bring out the
20
radio,
deep,
the
every
stereo, and
Tuesday.
everything. We used to always play. Now there's like younger people with trap music on that same court that we used to play with.
It's our court.
Our court used to be our court. It's not our court no more.
Change that.
They sit there and they fucking play their trap music and they fucking run up and down the
Disrespect.
courts. Have like 5 or 6 downs, over
Running up
over
and
over.
down our courts.
And we're only able
When
to
we
play half
trot.
courts. We're only able to play half court games now, because that's what happens. But
I think you just answered your question.
yeah. I
They
think
saw
so,
you
too.
playing, and it was like, y'all motherfuckers can only play on a half court, so you're a sir at this point.
Well, hey, it was a good time though. It was fun. It's still fun to go out there and play against the young bucks, but they definitely make you feel your age. They definitely do.
I don't know if I've had anything like that where any young person's made me feel old yet. I don't think I've had that yet.
I've had on the court sometimes. I have it at work though all
Oh,
the
yeah,
time because I got
basketball,
these young ass motherfuckers that are
That makes
19,
sense.
20 years old,
Yeah, that makes
being
sense.
born in like 1998. I'm like, get the fuck out
Yeah,
of my
that's
office.
crazy.
I guess I can say my being old moment, I guess now, I'll just go quickly through this where I was dropped my car off to get service. I was getting picked up by the shuttle driver, go in the back seat. And then the guy's like very nice because I've seen him before. I've got my car serviced a couple of times. He's like, you can sit in the front seat if you want. Do I really want to sit in the front seat? No. But I don't want to be rude and be like, nah, I don't want to sit next to you in the front seat. So I go in the front seat. We're driving, and this dude is sick as fuck. He's coughing. He's sneezing. He's blowing his nose everywhere. And I'm sitting there in the front seat, awkward as fuck, looking around, windows up, AC pumping, right? But I just realized I'm old because getting sick is like the worst thing that could happen, right? So, and even as I get older, like, when people get like hand you money or
Right,
whatever, it's
right,
kind of
right.
like some people are weird about that. They're like, they'll put it on the counter
Right.
or they won't like give it to you in your hands. And sometimes people take that like as disrespect or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, it's something when you get older, you're like, well, maybe they're just afraid of germs. Fuck germs.
Yeah, it's true. Germs are a big thing. Like for me, I don't shake hands anymore. Thanks to Howie when I go see.
Thanks to
my,
Howie.
when I go see, no, seriously, when I go see my clients,
That's probably the oldest thing.
when I
you've
go
said.
That's true. You see, yeah.
Because
I
I go,
think that-
I go when I go see clients, I go home to go see clients. When I go see them, I don't shake hands anymore. It's more like a fist pump, or when I do shake hands, I'm actually make sure I have my gloves on, just because now it's like, motherfuckers, you don't know what motherfuckers have. You don't know what they carry, and I hate being sick. And it's so much harder to recover when you're like over your 30s. It's terrible to recover from cold. And someone like you, my boy Hanif, having a little girl, you don't want to bring those germs back to her and infect her. Someone who's immune system is not built up to.
It's funny that you say that. I was watching a show, and it's like now my perspective is all different, because like I'll see the reaction of anybody who has a child, and it's just like, nah, that shit wouldn't go down that way. You're gonna ask them to wash their hands before you even come near my child.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
Automatically. But at the same time, listening to you guys, I think you guys have a problem with manners. I don't think you're used to hearing thank you
That's
and
fair.
please and all that other shit, where it's just kind of like.
No, it's a good point. It's a good point.
But would it
'Cause
be like
you're associating good
It's a-
manners? You're associating good manners to like
your well-being?
Well, no, you're
No,
associating
but
good,
at the same
you're associating
time-
good manners to giving you an identity, right? It's like
no, not
somebody.
necessarily. I mean,
you
I see
usually
it
will
as,
use that with like only your parents though, but now that you're thinking about it as being the older person, technically they should be doing that with you. They should be saying thank you. They
Yeah,
should
no,
be saying please.
sir.
They should be
no, that's
saying
fine.
sir.
That's fine. I just feel like, bro. I mean, look where we're at. We're in the basketball court. You don't have to talk to me like that. You know what I mean?
you don't say that on
I don't
basketball
feel.
courts.
I don't feel like he's did it disrespectfully and try. You know what I mean? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny.
But would you do it if you were in his shoes?
no, I wouldn't.
And you
have.
saw
See,
Gabe's beard, and you're
Nah,
like,
I wouldn't have. See, that's different.
or would you just be like, yo, motherfucker, what's
No,
what's
no,
the
I would have been
time?
like, yo, bro, you got the time. I've always been like, yo, bro, you got the time. Even if it's like someone, it was like, yo, hey, man, you got the time. Excuse me, man, you got the time. I wouldn't be like, curse at
point
them.
at your
or
watch?
anything. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a watch. Be like, yo, you got the time?
Yo,
Or-
B, you got the.
Or maybe that's just the way he is, and he would
Yeah.
have said that to anyone because he's a
Shout out, young man
polite-
who
You
said,
person.
should have flipped it on him with some millennial shit. Like, did you just assume my gender?
nah,
Just assume I'm-
nah, I wouldn't do that.
toxic.
shit.
Is
Nah,
that toxic? I was about to ask.
I consider that toxic. You don't need you need to turn anything to a big deal. You know what I mean? Because that's just.
That's funny. No, it's funny that you felt that way.
I just thought it was hilarious. It made me feel old to the point where it's like, yeah, that's some old millennial shit right there. I feel old. Like I thought about the podcast immediately because I was like, yo, that's some old shit right there.
Yo,
for sure.
yes.
And then I go in my car and I start playing Pokemon Go, and that made me feel.
Wait, does that make you feel young or does that make you feel older?
That made me feel young. That made me feel young.
Is that still in?
I mean, I still do
It's
it
for
because it's like whatever. I still like.
He
it's
doesn't want
still
to
real. Still real to me, just like wrestling. I still love wrestling.
He doesn't want to
so-
explain himself.
Yeah, I don't want to explain.
Yo,
myself.
if you on Twitter, greatest Twitter handle, 90s wrestling. And it's just
Oh,
videos
yeah.
all day. It's just like little memes and JPEGs of like shit that used to happen.
Yeah.
It's fucking great
Yeah,
entertainment.
it gives you good ideas.
Yeah.
That's
Bret
what-
Hart
that's
with the pink glasses.
He used to be my favorite. Well, I don't want to get upset about this, but he was like my favorite wrestler growing up, right? I love Bret Hart. But now as I get older, he's like such a dick. Like, why did I like this guy, bro? He's such an asshole. He's so like mean now. And
Well,
he's
you
like,
have to
he
understand-
blames everyone for his faults except for himself.
Yeah,
bro.
but you got to understand where he's coming from. He's probably one of the best wrestlers ever.
It was real
but
to me.
He was probably one of the best wrestlers ever, but always got overlooked by the more like in wrestler.
But
Like
he was
Shawn
the man for a while.
But you got to remember,
he was the champion
He
before.
finally got
He was just as
the
big as Shawn
belt.
Michaels.
Finally got the belt. He was ready to be pushed as to being the main guy, and Shawn Michaels comes in and just takes the belt away from him. And then they gave Shawn Michaels everything and his boys everything. So it's kind of like, bro, I carried the company for this long, and then you're just gonna give it to this dude because he's long hair and the girls like him. Like, you gotta understand his perspective. I understand his.
But
perspective.
he was the man though. But the thing was, what was good with him when he was the villain was probably his best thing.
probably
When he
his
was like Canada or whatever, and everyone
Yeah.
was like, "Oh fuck Canada, this is USA," and then he was like trying to be like the Canadian hero, right?
That is not our feeling about our Canadian brothers.
yeah,
We love you. Keep
We love
listening
Canada.
to
We
OMP.
love Canada.
We love
Yeah.
you guys.
we love Bret Hart, even though. But still, I look back on, it, I'm like, you're such a dick.
Yeah.
How did I like you?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was better.
Does anybody out there and not know who Bret Hart is? There's probably a lot of people who don't.
Hey,
know
look
who
it
Bret
up.
Hart
Google it. That's
Google
why
it.
Google's there. That's
If you're a young millennial, you might not know.
or
CM Punk,
follow that Twitter handle that
Back when it was
LPG.
WWF.
90s wrestling.
Yeah.
is. All right. So, what else has happened this month that you guys have thoughts about? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot's happened, huh? I feel a lot
has happened. We had our last episode where we talked a lot about certain things, automation, the
Right.
rich kids scandal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that kind of died down and kind of now it's coming back up again. I don't know. Those rich people problems kind of make me sick. Like, I don't really have much interest in it. Rich people.
They got locked up, right? Or somebody got
No,
locked
she's
up.
like pleading non-guilty or
They're still
whatever.
in the,
So
in the process of figuring it
figuring it
whole
out.
thing yeah.
So that's all good, bro. But Steven, did you have any additional things? Because we said a lot of things and you said you didn't know a lot about Entry Gang and the stuff we talked about, and just to kind of bring us full circle.
So after our conversations, here's the good thing about having your group of buddies and drinking, and so I was able to watch that great I with Joe Rogan. I was also able to see some other stuff, and then he just had his CNN town hall, and he was able to answer questions that not only was based upon the $1,000 a month thing that brings in the headlines and everybody gravitates to that and tries to diminish his run because of that, but he spoke about other stuff like teacher wages and what he would do with the situation with Russia mingling into our elections and all that stuff. So I mean, to me, he is a strong candidate to the point where if he's given a fair shot, he'll be able to He does move the needle. You know what I mean?
His Democrats don't like giving fair shots to people, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. And he does speak well. He also said that he loves basketball.
You saw that tweet, right?
Yeah,
where
I
he
did
was
see the
like,
tweet.
"There's nothing better than playing basketball when the sun's going down."
That's what PG cares about.
I agree with that.
To me, I think he is very relatable. I'm also liking. I'm sorry if I say his last name, Mayor Pete.
Buttigieg.
Yeah, Buttigieg.
I got to research this guy because I don't know a lot about
also
him.
like a lot of his policy, what he's running off of. He's very smart. He's very
clean.
young.
His responses
And
are
he's
always really on
really
point.
clean. So it's okay. So think about this.
Does he say anything, or is it just
no? He
broad,
actually answers
generic?
questions. So the thing with him, his whole thought process is making everything easier. You know what I mean? Not even his answers are simple, easy answers. Just
Simple's
come out
good.
straight up. And he is one of us. Okay, he's one of the youngest candidates. He's the youngest mayor. You know what I mean? He's like 30 I want to say 38.
I think he just
37,
reached the
38
limit to be able to be a candidate.
years old.
I would say I don't think you're being completely fair to Democrats in regards to the people who get a shot, because both Clinton and Obama were outsiders when they got the nomination. They started. I don't mean Hillary. I'm talking Bill.
I know.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but like in comparison to the GOP, where it's like they have people, with the exception of I'll just call him 45. With the exception of 45.
We've been calling him Head Cheeto in charge.
Head Cheeto in
You can
charge,
keep
yes.
that going, or
Okay.
Sir Orange,
or Shitface.
Agent Orange.
Agent
Okay.
Orange works.
Okay. But it's usually with those guys, what they do is it's almost like a rite of passage. You have to run and lose before you get a chance.
Right.
And that's what they usually would do years going back. It doesn't matter if it's George H.W. or W. It's like it was one of those things where you would have to run before you kind of get a shot.
Right.
And then you are able to be the nominee.
Right.
So with someone like Yang, I mean, I'm with you guys in regards to Yang Gang. But at the same time, it's whether or not everyone else is going to be able to catch on to everything else that relates to his policies.
Right.
And whether or not he's going to get a chance to be able to be heard
And
on all of those policies.
and that's
because
what I mean,
really
like,
agree with a lot of the things that he has to say.
He does say a lot of things that is easy on the ears to be like, wow, he makes sense, especially the economic part, like the finance stuff, the money wise, because the dude's a smart guy. He is really smart. He speaks well. The thing is, like you said, are people going to give him a chance? Are you going to give this guy a chance to be a leader? That's why I think Pete,
Mayor Buttigieg.
there you go,
There you go.
has a really good opportunity to make a name for himself, just because I think he is a little bit easier to follow on, because he has a political background, because he is a mayor, and he also fought in the war. This war that
that's big.
one of our wars too. It's not one of your grandpa's wars, not your father's war. It's our war that he did enlist, and he was he was a part of that too. So it's kind of like,
Did you just assume my word?
because it's true. It's our war. It happened in our time. It happened. We all know a friend that we left college and they went and fought in this war
high school
at 9/11, and it's something that they come back different, and you know what I mean. Some of them make it, and some people have trouble with the rest of their life.
A little story?
Sure.
Si, senor.
And I only say this because Steven is kind of carrying the conversation right now. Me and Steven, I think we voted for the first time together when we were at UCF.
Yeah.
And you say that, and I think politics is different because for when you split lines between Democrat and Republican. Who was the first person that we voted for?
Together.
And we voted for the same person. I know.
And UCF?
Yeah, UCF.
Wait, it was
John Kerry.
Oh, John Kerry.
That's right.
He was a veteran.
Yeah.
Who did he lose to? A guy who wasn't a veteran.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where he has to be able to reach those people who
on the other side. Yeah.
on the other side, regardless of him being a veteran. He has to reach those people, especially, and I'm going to say it, I mean, honestly, it's not to call it a handicap, but it is a thing when it comes to reaching those people on the right side of the aisle, so to say. He's gay.
Yeah.
And so I don't know whether or not he's going to be able to access those voters. The only thing that I will say, and I look at it this way, I'm kind of someone who really kind of looks into politics that way. If he can carry Indiana, that's his state.
Yeah, that's very. This whole election is going to be very strategic on the Democratic side because it's like.
But that's also
like even,
the whole Rust Belt,
right? Because like even
if you carry Indiana, you're going to Ohio, you're going to Wisconsin,
right.
which they call the Democratic Wall or whatever.
Right.
Meanwhile, if you look back, I should say, in regards to Clinton, he carried Arkansas. He carried so many of the southern areas because they thought of him as a southern boy.
And if you look at Yang, and the smart thing about Yang, if you look about Yang's the way he's doing it, he's really attacking those cities that lost so many jobs. In fact, he's really working on that. Like he said, his favorite people to talk to are the truckers. So it changes.
Yeah, and he's talking to those people, how you said, like those are the people that are getting affected.
Exactly.
Or those are the people that are getting automated out of a lot of jobs. Those are people that are very poor economic conditions right now, especially over the last 10 years, and it's going to get worse over the next 10 years in the forward, right?
Yeah.
So, and these are the people that Donald Trump got to vote for him. He was the one that came in there and said that he's going to bring back the coal mining jobs and all this other stuff. I don't want to repeat what we talked about a little bit last time. But, like what Yang said, instead of turning the clock backwards, he's trying to turn the clock forward. Not present, but forward, right? So, and it's kind of interesting where you have, and I think that's what worries me a little bit about him, because a lot of times Democrats, like, they feel like he's playing a little bit too much to that, and it doesn't feed, like, what the Democratic message is supposed to be. But I just wanted to go back to one other thing you said. And I always thought it was funny that how could you be the chief commander and you never like fought in a war?
Yeah.
Right? I always thought like you should have to like fight in a war if you're going to like run the army. I thought it was like a common sense thing. Like how the fuck is someone going to run the army and you've never even been in the army? Anyways.
Joint Chiefs. The Joint Chiefs. At the end of the day, it's one of those things where, and if I'm going to put it out there, I voted for Obama, so it's just kind of like,
did you?
Yes,
I think we all did.
And so, but it's one of those things where it's just kind of like, everyone has their ideas going into office,
right.
And then when you get the information that nobody else knew about,
aliens.
It's kind of like
change everything.
Area 51. And
you go from your right wing all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and then you get this information, and now you become.
It becomes more centered, but even more so what I'm saying about that is just like you got to trust the people who are in the field. You got to trust the people who have that information. And it's just kind of like those people who are considered the Joint Chiefs, they're not giving their opinions on who to vote for. It's just kind of like whoever the people vote for, I'm going to let them know all the information that they need to have so that they can make a just choice, depending on whether or not you need to go and kill Osama bin Laden or if you need to go into a particular country. Give
me a quick, and I've actually kind of like stepped away a little bit from this conversation time because I don't want to be like a homer on Yang or whatever. But like, so just give me a 30-second sell on this dude. Like, why would someone vote for him? Because like I can go to Yang and I can say like this is like what he's gonna do, right? So this is the point. Like, is there some like what is the point of his candidacy?
New ideas.
what is the new ideas?
Right. I know.
What is the idea?
I know what
I know
PG's
what
getting at. I know what he's getting
I
at.
need something. You got to give
Right.
what is it?
All right, I know what you're getting at, and I don't know. Because I think I'm in the same boat as you. Or
Because then I feel like he's just another politician.
he's here. He's here.
Bro, I didn't sign up for this.
Yo, hey.
I don't want any.
Yang gang, bro. Yang gang. Yang gang.
We still
No. This is what happens when you don't show up. Automation happens, bro. We just got automated. That's what
I don't know how I feel about
But-
that now.
But
Did you just replace a black guy with a black guy?
Everybody say what's up to Lolo. He just walked into the building.
Yo.
Yeah, what's going on? He just walked in from getting a booty call, right? Is that what you were? Hopefully that's what
booty
you were.
call.
Hopefully that's where you were.
That 45-minute booty call.
45-minute booty call.
Welcome, Loren.
Hey,
Bro.
hey, yo.
How are
You
you?
look very dapper.
Thank you.
For the
I'm
audience,
thinking.
they can't see, but he's
I
got
thought-
palm trees on his shirt, and I feel
Always palm trees.
kind of a certain way
always
about
in the
that.
sun. I just got my blood work back. I don't want to be making it so personal and all, but I need some more vitamin D in my life. Pause.
Wait.
But was
But
it
we're not-
positive or negative?
It is negative.
All right,
Not
thank
negative,
God.
though. It's
Good,
not.
good,
It's definitely not positive.
Thank God.
But I do wear a lot of palm trees and flamingos and stuff on my shirts, but I need to be in the sun a lot
Yeah,
more.
actually be outside.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I guess I was trying to maintain my light skinness a lot.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work out. So
You gotta be careful
Is
with
that a
that.
Drake effect or what?
Possibly. I was trying to be out here just being light skinned. This is the winter, but now the summer's coming, so I gotta get a tan. Something like that. But
Yeah. So Loren is back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, we're going back to our conversation, political wise. Buttigieg, I just feel like you should just listen to him and
Okay.
just really just find out more about him, because really I can tell you he's similar to.
I can't. Okay.
He believes in like the same kind of things.
Let me jump
like-
in real quick. From what it sounds like you're trying to get out of it, I can't give you one,
Yeah.
which kind of probably makes a lot of sense to not be impressed yet. But to Steven's point, listen to him,
I'll
because
do my
that's when
research.
I got impressed. Not necessarily because he had any specific policy things that I was like, oh yeah, we have to do that, or oh yeah, like this is great. The way he vocalizes it and the way he's to your point earlier, the way he's simplified it in a way where it's like, yeah, that's very common sense politics, and that's the way
It's
should
pretty
be.
much the way he carries himself, the way he carries his
Right.
business, and then the way he answers questions.
So I think that's probably the biggest advantage to at least give it consideration. And
Yeah.
that's-
I just
that's
followed
what's-
him on Twitter, so
is there a new front runner?
we'll see what's gonna happen.
Well,
No,
no,
it's not front
well,
runner.
he's
No,
climbing.
it's
He's
still-
actually climbing, and
Who?
he's Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Pete
Booyaka.
Buttigieg.
Hit you with the booyaka.
I can't say his last name.
You
for
just said
fucking
Buttigieg.
sake.
His name is Buttigieg.
Hanif, can you say his last name?
But
please?
gig.
Buttigieg.
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 Yeah, Buttigieg.
Is this the guy that's been on the news all week?
He's been on the news all week. He's been climbing. He's our
Hey,
age.
isn't that the homosexual? guy?
Yes, I knew that was the first thing. He's our age. He's a millennial, and he's.
All right, we don't need to
he's very
recap
impressive.
anymore.
He's very impressive, and it's just something that.
What's so impressive about him? I mean, like, all right. At the end of the day, we all have the same. All right.
We can't figure that out right now.
No,
so
we
we're
all
gonna do
have
more
the-
research
we
and we're
all-
gonna figure it
There's
out.
nothing.
That's toxic.
Is it toxic?
You're being
Wait, I
toxic.
didn't even say anything.
Yeah,
Yet.
which I know what
He
you're
didn't say
talking about.
anything. He didn't say anything.
Let him talk,
He
bro.
didn't say
I have
anything.
not
He just
said
got his blood
anything.
work done.
I didn't say anything. All I said is,
What's impressive about it? That's the same question Paul had.
all right. But at the same time, what sucks is
Doesn't look
that
very
okay?
impressive.
I've seen him, and that's the reason why I don't like watching TV, because I walk by, I see my parents and
Yeah.
everybody watching TV all the time. I walk by and I see the same face all over again. So it looks like the media is trying to push somebody, push a product.
I
So
agree
you're
with
pushing
you.
the product, and I walk by and I hear
That's
little
toxic.
talking.
That's fair. No, that's
as
fair.
we
No,
go,
he's right,
as
he's
I
right.
go
I don't
along,
watch TV anymore.
I
for
hear
the same reason.
clue words as we go
Yeah,
along.
but you got to remember. You got to remember
nice, political.
this. But you got to remember this. You got to remember.
Can I
this.
say something?
2 weeks
Wait,
ago,
Steve,
2 weeks. Yang, they were doing the same thing with Yang.
But
2 weeks before
but-
that, they were doing the
yes,
same thing with.
But you use words
no.
that really. At first, you use a word that really turned me off.
Right.
Clean.
Yes.
It's very clean. As soon as you said
Yeah,
that,
get
like in my
the
mind,
fuck outta
I
here
was
with that.
like, I just thought corruption.
Yeah.
Kissing ass.
And that's why I
Oh,
kind of
that's toxic right there, bro.
No, but that's kind of why I wanted to stop doing, because the way you were describing it is very.
I
Like,
just saw another Democratic like sheep.
But yeah, but
Let's
that's
put it that way.
My,
That's what I
okay,
saw.
I think it comes off as well spoken.
No.
Someone who's well spoken.
No,
Someone
but
that will be able to relate
Okay,
to
hold on.
whoever is trying to hear their message.
no, I understand your point. That's why I'm saying it's more of. Like, I get your points, and I get your points. I look at it as
haven't
like
said anything
you
yet.
have to watch it. You have to watch it to see if you're impressed by it.
Yeah, no, and I will.
I was.
No.
Even though he comes off more as a polished politician, but it's more authentic than what you've heard before. So I think
I will do my
like,
research
by
and I will listen.
Steven's description of him being clean and being this and that.
Yeah.
It just sounds like he's a good politician. But if you actually watch him, it comes off way more authentic than that description.
Got it.
It comes out.
Okay. No, I'm gonna do it.
At least that's
I'm gonna
my
look him up.
interpretation of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna follow him. I already follow him
No.
on Twitter. So
No, this is the all right. This is what I'm gonna stop you guys from walking into this same buzzsaw as we've been doing in the past.
I feel
for
you,
one.
Loren.
Okay, everybody. When Yang was the person to be heard and everything like that, everyone want to hear about him.
He still is the person
Yes,
to be held.
and but the thing is
I'm
that
not
based
replacing
on
him for
what
him.
he's.
I'm just saying
No.
we have other
I
candidates.
haven't
Let him finish,
said-
let him
I haven't
finish,
said
let him
anything yet. I'm just saying we heard about him based on what he wants to do as far as job wise. This person, in passing, because literally all I did was walk past the television. I'm not sitting there to listen to it or nothing like that. The first thing to step up is his orientation. Why do I need to hear about his sexual orientation?
Because
it doesn't
important.
mean any. No, it's
Because
not important.
it's
no, it's not important. It's not going to be my.
but
That's not going to be my choice.
But,
to do. It's
but
not
who
gonna be
makes
my
it
deci-
important?
No, it's not.
The
It's
media makes
exactly.
The media
So
makes
that's the thing. They're doing it to as far as that's a plug towards getting more votes. When you don't need that, as long as you have your word as far as what you're going to do at your job and how you're going to develop everybody
totally
else.
Understandable.
That's all that
But
needs to be vocalized. That's all
we
that
don't
needs to be
control. We don't
vocalized.
control the media. I'm not going to sit
No,
here and be like,
I understand that,
I don't
but
want to
I'm
hear
just
that.
saying. But at the
But
same
what you want
time,
me to do?
But at the same time,
I'm just telling you.
making
I'm
the
just
point.
telling you.
But what
I'm
I
telling
am
you. I'm
saying-
telling you. Like what he's been saying, the
Yeah.
way he's been saying, the way he talks, the way he presents things,
Yeah.
his background, it all looks good to me. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm not saying I'm voting for him. I'm not saying this and that.
And that's not-
it's good to have options.
It's
and
good to have
check out
options.
the-
I still like
check the
Yang,
people out.
but I have my own
But that's not the
reservation.
point. I
on
know,
other people.
but my point is that whenever you hear somebody do something like that, where they try to apply something like terms or something to get them,
The heck?
Is that your phone?
fucking Paul, hang up the phone.
A large Coke.
What the fuck was that? He called you?
No, he never hung up the phone. Like I was on the phone with him, and
He's been listening.
yo, it's fucking.
It's the longest voice message.
But either
Oh
way,
my
All right, hold on. Just to get back on topic here, like I get what you mean, because whenever like certain attributes are pointed out, it becomes like it's kind of like identity politics, like you're saying, like
And that's
you
what
should
we
like you
gotta
should
get
pay
rid of.
attention because this person's this, and I get the instinct to kind of like want to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I agree with that point for once with Loren, at least on that sense.
Welcome.
Right.
It's
Thank you for that
slope.
nugget.
Yeah,
It's a
that's all I
slippery
have to say.
slope.
I just want to put a bow on it because we're kind of going in circles about
Dude,
this.
we-
I
no,
want
just stop
I do
listening
want
to
to say
the
no.
media.
I
Stop
do our
listening to the
research
media's
and-
trying
I
to-
do.
trying
I do want to. I do
condition
want.
people.
I do want to say what I find interesting though. What to PG's point of recapping from last week. Like Steven sounds way more enlightened than he was last week, from last month, and that's
For this guy or
in
Yang?
general because Steven went from like learning more about Yang to now knowing a lot about Buttigieg.
Well, Steven's at
And I
least
think-
a whole 20 pounds less of a human. So I mean, how are you gonna do it?
40 pounds, baby. 40 pounds.
40 pounds. So look at that. He's
Congratulations. Well, no, but that's a good thing though. Like I
He needs
feel-
to go on Joe Rogan's podcast.
All right. No, but I feel like everybody,
Fuck that
yeah,
podcast.
Buttigieg needs
Joe
to be
Rogan
on
will
Joe
fuck
Rogan.
me up, bro.
No, but I think,
like I said,
but I
our
think
podcast.
it's great. I think it's great that we have at the moment at least engaging candidates enough to hopefully enlighten more
Well,
people.
that's my
to,
thing.
To
Okay,
pay
look,
attention, to
that's
pay
some-
attention to the
see,
I like how
to be
excited
fair-
like Steven
Right.
was about this guy, so I can appreciate
To be
that.
fair, okay, what I'm excited about is what I'm excited about is the fact that there's like different people. It's not the same shit. It's not the same. It's not all aligned the same people.
I think it's all
It's
the
different people.
What happens if neither Yang nor Buttigieg gets the nomination?
Exactly.
What happens?
Bernie.
Back
But
to
what I'm
square
saying,
one.
but no, I mean, I don't mean specifically like the candidate, but what ends up happening is, do people burn out on the person who's left?
That's the point I was going to make because I appreciate the conversation about specific candidates, but it's kind of like to me, like as excited as Steven is to see like a variety and difference of people, I'm kind of like the opposite because I kind of feel like.
But no,
I
see,
hold on, let me finish
it's
my
not
point.
right.
Hold on,
Though.
hold on,
They're all saying the same
let
thing.
me finish my point. Let me
my
finish my
happiness
point.
is the actually is different
All right,
people
let me
that are
finish my
talking.
point.
That's all.
Let me
It's
finish-
different people.
All right,
appreciate
exactly. Different people, and there is a variety of different kind of people. That's kind of my point. What I'm saying is, I don't like it as much as far as this race goes because now you have a group of like 12 to 14. I feel like it starts cannibalizing the party in a sense, in certain ways, and I'm just not a general fan of it. But it also is like a best person wins kind
This
of
may be-
situation.
You
which is great, which hopefully is good.
You got to go through the candidates, and they got to be challenged. They have to be tested before you go up against. Because at the end of the day, you got to see who's going to beat Donald Trump, right?
Yeah,
it's one of the criteria you have to look at, not the main criteria, but one of the important criteria. And can this person? Because whoever's going to go against Trump, you have a battle. Like you're going,
and then to me,
really rough.
And to me, those two candidates, to me, out of all of them, those two candidates are the two of them that went at Trump. They specifically called him out on his name and called him on his shit, and both in their interviews is what I'm saying. Yeah. Those two guys are not afraid to say something about Trump. Yeah, and he said, "Oh, I'm a gay man. What's Trump going to say to me?" He's actually challenging Trump to say something to him. So that's what I'm saying.
He said that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. These are two guys.
Okay,
these are two guys. No, because you know what? They asked him the question. What do you think if people come at you for being a homosexual? So what's he have to do? No question. What's supposed to say? No, I'm not going to answer that question.
Because he knows that's a battle that somebody's not going to win if they ever bring that up against him.
But he's got to answer the question. He has to answer the question.
Who, him or Trump?
But when someone asks him that question, he has to answer that question. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's different for him to say that. But honestly, if you look at the candidates and you're going to say, okay, they're going to have to go and they're going to have to debate, right? Who would probably do the best debating? Honestly, if you look at it, Elizabeth Warren would probably debate him very, very well. And could probably, for the mass America, right? So that debate,
all he has to call is Pocahontas, and everybody in the fucking crowd would start yelling.
But are you
kidding me? Dude?
I know, but she can come at him.
But this is why
she can come at him all she wants. He says Pocahontas is a fucking rap. That's what I'm saying. He is fucking. He's the mastermind of fucking destroying people with one line.
Okay, stop. So if you, I know, relax.
It's the truth.
I know, but you're so defensive.
I'm not being defensive.
If you look at Bernie, he's kind of weak, but Elizabeth Warren will give it to him, right? She'll go back for. But at the end of the day, Elizabeth Warren being the president of the United States is really not that good for this country.
Wait, hold on one second.
It's better than Donald Trump being in the front, but her being the president of the United States is not going to push us to where we need to be.
And
that's just my opinion.
Hold on, time out. What does the legendary Tootsie's dancer Pocahontas have anything to do with this?
Because Trump.
I like Loren always bringing us back there.
He throws. That's his nickname for her. He throws that at her. But when he does that,
she can come back from that.
When he does that, when he does that, like 2 million people, his fucking party goes crazy. They go crazy. Just like when he was yelling, "Lock her up, lock her up." He's a fucking mastermind of advertising himself, advertising his brand. He knows he has his following, his people. He can say whatever the fuck he wants.
But the difference was, and I think everyone just kind of forgets this, is Hillary fucking killed Trump on each one of those fucking debates.
That's exactly
what But the difference was she didn't go to the areas that she needed to go to get those votes. Well, so even if we're talking about a debate, honestly, more than half of the people who are running on the Democratic side would slaughter him in a debate. But it doesn't matter if you're not reaching the people that you need to reach on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And if you don't have the right policies in place.
With the right policy,
and that's
with the right knowledge and everything else.
And that's why I think these two are good because they're both attacking that whole midsection that the Democrats lost. They're both going after it.
Can I stop you?
They're both going after it.
Can I stop you real quick? What do you think of Bernie?
Bernie's Bernie. Bernie's Bernie.
Okay, so hold on.
But Bernie just killed that Fox.
Thank you. And this is why this is what's interesting to me because
Town hall.
And this is why I said
past his time.
No, but this is exactly why I feel like I don't like this feeling of so many candidates that have all these different things because it's kind of like you're getting lost in the weeds of kind of the same message, right? If you watch Bernie. On this town hall thing, it was like ridiculous how much support he got off this shit. And it's pretty amazing, and it kind of goes under the radar based off what we pay attention to, which is like these podcasts, the Breakfast Club interviews and stuff like that, because it's not something Bernie has done. Or
he's been on Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
He was on Breakfast Club. He was on Breakfast Club after what's her name did. What's her freaking name? The other one, the girl that Jessica likes,
Kamala.
Yeah.
Wait, time out.
All right, so just
anyway, at the end of the day, it's probably going to be Bernie, right? And that's where we're going to go at with Bernie, right? And you're going to end up supporting it. We're all going to end up going behind Bernie and voting for him and supporting him.
Again, like I'm going to say, it's anyone against Trump, pretty much, right? That's what it is for a Democratic
early,
Party.
though.
It's mad early.
Okay.
All I'm saying is like I don't understand why just me saying that I like this other guy is talking the things. I'm not going against anybody. Your favorite guy.
Because
I'm just
Loren
saying
is Infowars.
it's important. I think it's important. It's important to check out someone who has the right look,
Decoy.
who speaks with.
It's a
That's
decoy.
fine. You can think that, but I'm saying is it's
I'm telling
okay
you
for
right
me
now.
to bring up him when he is.
but I'm telling you,
And I agree both of you. I agree what you're saying, and I completely get
It's a media
with,
decoy.
with
Listen,
yeah,
No,
and
that's
that's
fine
why I'm
as
saying
well.
that.
That's
But that's
fine.
why I think it's funny because I don't think Loren's making anything too outrageous. I
No,
think Steven's
it's
getting
true.
really defensive.
I'm not getting
for very
defensive.
innocuous conversation.
It's not getting defensive. It's just the fact that he's saying, "Oh, because
No, I'm
the
saying your
media is
reaction.
pushing him. The media is pushing him because he's gay. That's what he wants
No,
to get
that's
to.
not what he said.
That's
though.
what you want to get to.
That's not what
You're
he
this
said.
close to getting
okay,
there.
No,
You're this close to getting there. He's this close to
Okay,
getting
hold on,
there.
pause.
Very close.
Pause.
Yeah.
That's not what he said though. What he was saying
It's not
is,
what he said, but it's this close.
okay,
to
but that's
getting
why I say you're the one that's getting defensive, not him. You're not. He's not the one pushing it. You're the one that's getting defensive.
That's how the
on it.
media gets you. Listen,
But would you vote for a guy? Would it be better if the debates or any information that you got on this was done via radio?
it would be,
Meaning you don't see who the candidate is. You don't hear anything unless they tell you about them, and thus they tell you about themselves.
All right.
And you just hear about their policies,
Right.
and you just go from there. Even if it were like you don't even know who's a Republican versus a Democrat.
Listen,
and you just hear what
yeah.
they're for.
That's
Would that
that's
be
how
better?
they should do it. Yeah, it'd be way better. Matter of fact, you can
it's
do
funny.
a bid emoji, whatever how you do it on Snapchat. Make them like that, and it'll be even better.
If you didn't
You know
go
what?
into the social
Trump might
issues with
win
a
that
lot
too.
of candidates,
Trump
you
might
would
win
probably
that too.
think that Yang is a Republican, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't touch the social issues,
Yeah.
you would think, well, this guy might be Republican or might be a Democrat.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't even
he's talking a lot-
realize
a lot
what
about
he's
that.
saying.
If you do it that way, Trump might even win.
Listen,
Still,
no.
because he's dude.
Because most people are stupid.
Yes.
the thing is that people are not.
What did I
voting-
tell you the other day? The dude that invented that thing, one of my clients that
And that's the
invented that
real-
thing.
that's
What
the
did he
realest-
say?
that's the realest quote I've
The
ever
real
heard.
quote
That's
shit.
the
He
realest
said,
shit I've ever
there's
heard.
dumbass people and there's stupid people in this world. There's no
a lot
reason.
of them.
If
There's a lot
if there
of
were
them.
smart
they
people in this
cancel out
world,
the
there would be no.
There'll be no
only
rich people.
There
There'll
would
be no rich people. Why? Because they're easy to turn.
Yeah.
You can turn. That's the reason why there's
That's
rich
the most
people.
realest shit I've ever
It's
heard.
real as shit. And
But
that's the reason why we're
okay,
at.
so here's my.
Do you think people think that? Do you think younger generations feel that way?
What?
No, they're too busy in tapping into their emotions.
No, they're
And-
too busy
and
being on
monitoring
Instagram. It's
Yeah,
fucking.
it's either that or that.
Dude, you see? Did you go on your Instagram at all? The fucking Coachella.
No,
it's the same
I'm staying
picture,
away from that.
dude. It's the same
Staying
fucking
away
picture.
from that.
Every person that's gone to Coachella takes the same exact
Listen,
picture.
Because it's the same influencers
It's the
that
same-
are doing.
it's the
You know how
same exact
expensive
shit.
it is to go to fucking Coachella.
But I'm saying
bro?
it's the
For no
same
reason.
exact
Minimum
shit.
$400
It's like
get in that bitch.
the most
All right,
ridiculous thing ever.
Here's the thing, though.
My God,
And
guys, it's
this
so
is a
worth
part.
it.
This is a part that
It's
I
dirty.
I'm done with Instagram. Instagram models. Those advertisements
I
that
don't
they're
believe
doing. No, I'm done. I
don't
don't
believe
even.
you.
I'm limiting my likes.
Loren
to
has a
lot
long
now.
history of relationships with Instagram
No,
models.
listen. It's just stupid now, and it's not besides the point that my niece has a high following now, and she's over 18. But that's besides the point. But it's just stupid now. It just, I mean, like you're
What's
taking.
stupid about it? What's stupid
What's
about
You
her
it?
get
name?
your nails done, but you want to show off your bikini at the same time. Talk about I look good in my nails. No, it's dumb, and
But
they're
is it-
not promoting
How-
nothing.
what do you guys?
There's
You
no
guys, you guys
substance
like my
behind it.
haircut? And she's like popping.
Exactly.
You like my haircut?
She's twerking, but she's showing off her hair, her new hairdo. It doesn't make any sense, and there's no substance behind it. I mean,
Okay,
you
if she
could
gets
look good.
enough.
Hold on,
If she
okay,
gets enough
okay.
viewers, she's gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, so
No,
hold on,
that's-
but
it's-
all right, I want to
there's
get to
no
your point.
It's a
substance
job.
I want to get to your point though. So, are you done with it because you don't want to? You personally don't want to see that stuff, or you just disagree with the notion that people can do that? Like people can flaunt their body and get so much attention. Are you?
No,
Are you
that-
just taking a stance against that?
I'm just taking a stance against it being on Instagram because here's what it is. Over the past couple years, they've watered down the joy of the strip club. They watered down the liking of looking. No, this is all honesty. They've watered down the site. You guys are all in relationships, and I
You've been
and I commend you all that.
desensitized.
But I mean, before you used to take. It's not taking pride, but I mean, like you'd appreciate somebody because you want to look at her. But now when she's actually say, "Hey, look at me." I mean, it's like I don't want to now because you're forcing me to do something that I like. I'm not really in the mood to if I don't want to. But I'm still going to enjoy it. But I'm saying that they're forcing the topic too much.
Oh, you don't like that?
I don't like the
okay.
fact that they're
It's shoved in your
no, look at
face.
me. I look good. Aren't I sexy?
I'm
Aren't
just
I
here to
pretty?
look at pictures, but you're shoving your
Yeah,
ass in my
but
face.
Isn't
like-
that what Instagram's for? Like,
But it's no before in the early stages. No, it wasn't about that. But now it's just that.
I miss
And that's
Vine.
annoying.
Vine was fun.
Vine was a good 5
Vine
seconds
was
of
fun
fun.
because it was only 5
Yeah.
seconds. I only saw
6.
you fuck 6 seconds,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Was
I
it 6?
I saw your little fucking video, it made me laugh, and then it's like before the memes happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And or gifs. Or is it GIF or
Yeah,
GIF?
GIFs.
GIF.
No,
whatever.
actually, no.
Son of a
it's
bitch,
gifts.
this is gifts.
On the Joe
Yes.
Rogan podcast,
I will
Dorsey-
stop this podcast
No,
right now.
No. The person that could vouch for it was Dorsey, and Dorsey was on the Rogan podcast, and he said
Yeah,
gifts.
Dorsey
Exactly.
So
gifts.
that's lost.
Dorsey
so
said
it is
gifts.
gifts.
Okay, so it's GIFs.
So it's gifts.
But like I was saying, just it's like before the gifts, and they would make funny ass videos,
Yeah.
and that was fucking classic. And,
and
then
now-
Instagram goes and kills it by giving people 14 seconds.
14 seconds, and then
14
now
seconds,
it's a minute.
and that was so fucking too much. It's way too long. I don't want to see.
Well-
I don't want to see.
Well, people are fucking attention whores. So
Yeah, and that's the thing that and Instagram is just
Okay, but the market.
feeding
Okay,
Then
but
attention
just
whores.
but
get
just
off
like
Instagram.
all right, yeah,
So,
exactly.
no,
So
no,
just
I'm
like
off now. I'm
all right,
off
so
now.
but just
Get
like
off
everything else, like the market feeds into it, right? Like if there's a
Yeah.
market for it, that's why it exists, right? The girls that are doing this stuff, they're doing it because there's
guys too, don't say.
well, guys too. Yeah, no, the people.
Wait, guys
no,
are doing it?
No, but I feel like I
I don't follow
Your boy,
no. Actually, I
uh,
don't follow any guys but you guys on Instagram.
I think, but it's an earning power thing, all right? Like you're,
Of course, it's a business model.
You're in a
Get your
position
money.
of earning power, whether that's monetized, like actual monetization in
Yeah.
form of currency, or in the fucking form of likes and validation,
popularity,
like
yeah.
Which
that's-
becomes
there's-
money after a certain amount of time.
But it is an earning power that exists. Like some girls, like there's a lot, just as many girls that there are on Instagram doing that stuff. There's just as many who aren't doing that stuff.
Two things.
right?
I'm not knocking them for making their money. Do what you got to do to
Right.
make your money. I'm just not going to support it.
Fair enough.
And two, I mean, like all this stuff that you're doing in your videos and stuff like that, but you don't want to go and be a dancer. It's just like don't fade the fun. If you're gonna do that, be a dancer. Go make your money that way, just like
Please.
everybody else, the hard way.
So you have a
Please
chance.
click on
So-
our donation page. Feed the strippers.
Feed the dancers, yeah,
feed
man.
the dancers out here in
Hey,
South Florida.
they need
Support
the
the
support.
cause.
All money goes to Loren's bank account, and he
Listen.
makes sure the
They will be
dancers get
properly
fed
fed.
and housed.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
So I mean, it's getting too saturated.
Did you delete it off your phone?
No, not yet.
Get the fuck out of that.
Yo,
Fuck out of the
pull
room.
the trigger, bro. Pull the trigger.
Because there's a couple real ones that I do follow that I will support, but the ones that
Have you
are
guys
just
done that?
showing up, no.
Have you try as an exercise? Just you don't have to delete your accounts or deactivate, but just delete them off your phones.
I did that for Facebook for a while. Where I
Yeah.
didn't have.
Yeah,
like,
the-
No, it's
Facebook-
amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's a big waste of time.
Well, no. I just think it's amazing that like it's not Facebook as a service isn't the problem. It's the fact how easily accessible we have it in our pockets, right? When I deleted it off my phone, I think I checked. I never checked it, right? And then the moment I got back on phone, now I check it maybe once a week or maybe once every couple of days or some shit like that. But just the fact that it's on your phone, like you just checked it now.
No, it's,
But I'm saying like you don't have to deactivate your account, like, and that's why I think it's interesting because people want to demonize the service or the platform in certain ways.
Jim owns Instagram stock. Don't listen to him.
I don't. No. I sold my Facebook stock.
I sold my Twitter.
But
stock.
what you're
It was
saying is
stupid,
right
man.
because people will get, especially with Twitter, right? Because
Yeah.
Twitter's the main social media that I use because I think it's actually cool. Like I can go on there and I can like it's a lot of dumb shit on Twitter,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of negative shit on Twitter. You get fucking roasted on Twitter,
People
right?
wanna demonize
But
it.
there's a lot of good shit on Twitter, and you
Absolutely.
can follow all the people that you're interested in following, and they actually try to, you can learn shit, whatever.
that-
But how can you like try to follow what everyone tweets and try to like basically, what's the word I'm looking for? To try to like filter all the bullshit out.
Right.
All,
There's
like,
an
the hate or
algorithm for
anything.
that.
I know,
Is there-
but
is there a way for me to, like,
you can't
write-
do an algorithm? There's billions of people on this earth, and there's millions of people. Like, how is it possible?
Is there a way for me to
Well,
put
Twitter
like?
did the algorithm for that.
Is there a way for me to put like Kardashian like on my don't show up list, like for it to not to show up at all on my
block.
social media? On my social media? No, like news media, any of that.
I don't know, but that's a
Like
good
damn
idea if they
Kardashian.
don't
I
have
wish
it.
I could fucking do that
Okay,
shit.
I'm guessing that for whatever reason they think you're interested in it because I never get any Kardashian. Oh my god!
I don't.
Neither do I.
Snapchat, it's
I don't
always-
get
And
nothing.
I stopped-
So
you on my Twitter.
you're getting it for
it's
some
your
Maybe
reason.
I looked at
don't know.
Kardashian's ass or
I
something.
don't know
on
what it
Twitter.
is. No, what it is that you like somebody that isn't obsessed with a Kardashian, and that you see their likes because
I like all your shit though.
but you don't see no Kardashian.
Yo,
Twitter shit.
Loren's likes on
Twitter.
Twitter are always interesting.
It's fun. It's fun. You know what the best thing on Twitter right now is that girl with Billy the Goat. She has I think she has a
Did
goat
she get arrested?
hostage.
She get arrested?
No, and they better not.
If you don't know,
touch her.
if you don't know what we're talking about, is there's a video. At least you've brought it up to my attention.
There's about 3 of them.
Okay, I didn't see. I didn't only saw the one that you sent me.
Mhm.
It was there's a girl. Where is she from?
I think she's like somewhere in Texas. Or something.
Okay, so there's a girl in Texas, I guess, who I guess she has video of herself with a baby goat or little Billy goat. She named it Billy.
Yeah.
And she left it in the car. And the runtime of the video, is about 1:14 or something. And she was talking to the goat for about 14 seconds and left the goat in the car, left the car. And just left
The
it
goat-
recording for about a
it's the
minute,
most funny
and the
thing
goat
ever.
is crying and crying and crying.
Crying
Now
for you.
you think it's funny?
It's
I was
hilarious.
horrified by it.
No.
I was like, this bitch needs to get arrested. I was like
I think
really
she
mad
should go
about
to
it.
jail.
I was legitimately
Yo,
really
once
mad
PETA
about it.
sees that shit, bro, she's
So
done.
why do you think it's funny?
No, here's the thing, because it is funny.
Why though?
Because
What's funny
it is
to you?
funny.
What's funny to you about it? The sound?
The fact that the goat's crying, but at the same time the goat keeps himself in the frame of video that you can see it, and also you
a
can't
camera
confirm.
phone.
You cannot confirm that the door is not open on the side and she's there, and she's probably just doing it for a laugh. Because most likely she's just there.
Still, it should be investigated because I don't think even for jokes. Like this is the problem.
I
This
get
is the
what you're
problem
saying.
with looking for validation online because you start
and
doing
it's
stupid
come
shit.
back to that, and I'm
Right.
at fault of that. But at the same time, it's hilarious. But in the other video, but also in the other videos
I
that
didn't
she
see that
has,
video.
It's not
she
funny.
is taking care of the goat. She's coddling. She has a diaper on.
Did
him,
that
she takes
happen
care of
after
him.
the outrage?
No, but because that video of her leaving it in the car, that was like the second or the third video I've seen her, because she's had him for a minute and she's been taking care of him, had him on her
I hope-
live
I
pages
hope
and stuff
someone
like
listens
that.
to that.
So she's taking. I mean, I think she knows what she's doing. I mean, how the hell do you get a goat? I mean, in America,
You can get a goat. No, you can
do
get a
that?
goat very easily.
Okay, because I mean, I'm from in Jamaica. I mean, we have goats, but we leave them on the roadside.
Can I interject? See, and
Go
that's
ahead.
exactly what I was just about to say. In
He thinks-
Jamaica, there's goats all over the fucking place,
That's why I
and
think
they
it's
just
They're
you
disposable.
just hear them all over.
Yeah.
So for Loren, it's funny because it's just
It's
kind of like, oh,
hilarious.
it's in a fucking car as opposed to just out in the field, just
There are plenty
making the
of-
same
yes.
noise.
Exactly. There are plenty of goat
I
jokes.
know, but my
Jim, you got to remember, there's even for us, for I guess you're a little bit more on the other side. To me, there's a difference between animals. There's farm animals, and then there's
pets.
pets.
Oh, boy,
You
we're
know what
about
I
to
mean?
get real
No,
toxic.
No,
right now.
for me, no. Honestly, I eat goat.
Animals.
I eat goat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I eat
I eat-
chicken.
I eat
I eat
goat
things.
too.
So when
No.
something happens to them, it's kind of like,
Have
that
you ever
looks like
seen
dinner? You know what I mean?
Okay, hold on.
Now it happens to a dog. It's a different story
No.
for me. 'Cause
Okay, I don't.
Dogs.
I
have a dog.
I don't.
have dogs.
I don't disagree with that. But she clearly has that animal as a pet, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's why it's a problem to me.
Well, I didn't see the video, so I can't
Right.
really comment.
If she didn't, if it wasn't,
You never looked
If
at
it was,
the
if it was, if she was driving and she was driving,
only the booty videos.
if she was driving around and found the goat and
Yeah.
lured it into the car and then made a stupid video about it, then it'd be like, oh, this bitch is crazy.
I would-
That's it. I would have moved on.
I would be
But-
outraged. I would be outraged that little girl left a girl from Tootsie's in the car.
You never leave nobody in from Tootsie's in the car. You
No
treat
one
them
leaves
with
Tootsie's.
care.
Shout out Tootsie's.
But either way, though, thinking about it, does Americans eat goat? What do they do with the
Some
goats
do.
in America?
Yeah.
What do they use them for?
Are there goats in America?
Hipsters.
I mean,
use
she
them,
has a
hipsters
goat.
use them as pets.
Do they have? I think I
Goat
saw
milk.
something.
Goat milk.
Goat milk. Didn't they have
Vegans
goat
love
yoga or something like that?
Oh, no, they don't.
Goat cheese?
There is a
Yeah,
goat
cheese
yoga,
is
right?
big. But that you don't got to kill a goat to eat goat
No,
cheese.
you don't. But I'm just saying.
Goat milk.
I understand that, but I'm saying there shouldn't be like a high population of
I
goat.
want curry goat.
Yeah, of course.
There isn't a high population. That's why.
There
it's-
isn't a high-
That's
okay.
why it's
Good
fucked
ass
up if
curry
you have
goat.
one as a pet
So
and
you guys
then
are
you
worried
abuse
about
it.
No, the goat's fine. I mean, like I'm pretty sure they're gonna.
I'm pretty sure.
It's gonna live a long fruitful
Nothing
life or
efficient.
whatever.
I don't want to go off to a separate.
Let's move on.
Yeah, move on. But
Yeah.
you know we fucked up, right?
What's
Why?
that?
I'm looking at especially Steven and Loren, right? You see BNB coin quadrupled price.
No.
And we
No
missed the
way.
train, bro. We missed
BNB.
the
Oh
train.
shit! No, I have some. Actually.
You have some? You're a rich man right now.
Fucking.
What is
It's
it?
off
was
the
at
charts,
11.
bro. We all fucked up. That's just your cryptocurrency update.
It's it
for
on
the week, but
Coinbase?
it's not on Coinbase yet.
Oh,
It's
that's not the
Binance.
one I bought then.
It's
But
no,
if you're listening,
BNB
it's
is
too late.
Binance's coin.
Yeah, the shit made people a lot of money. Not us. People not named Old Millennial
It's
Podcast.
11. It was $21 last time I saw.
Yeah, that shit is fucking on fire right now, bro.
How about the 2 coins that just got added at Coinbase? They've been going down.
I don't know what any of you guys are talking about.
Wait a minute, that can't be right.
Sorry, that's cryptocurrency.
Do your calculations.
All right,
just,
anyways.
just update.
Anyways,
Next
let's go
subject.
to-
Hold
Can
on.
I see a pie chart? I don't know what this means.
A Venn diagram, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
either way. So what else are you guys were talking about?
we were just talking about, we got really into that political
Yeah,
thing.
Steven's very enlightened, which I find
went
really
too long.
interesting.
In all honesty, I didn't really want to talk about the politics shit like that long, but it just went on and on
Wait,
and on.
why
so.
is what about Paul being afraid of cops? You had in the running? Or something?
No, I mean, it's a long story.
You had
It
an
involves,
episode.
it involves people.
Just name the city. Was it
Pompano
BSO?
Beach.
Oh,
It's okay to be
Broward
scared of
County.
cops. I think
Say less.
having a healthy fear of cops is good.
I'm terrified
it's
of
not.
cops.
Like, no, it is. You know why?
It's not.
My little nephew,
Terrified.
he has a mother and a father are cops, and he doesn't fear them at all.
Yeah, and it's so weird to me.
And he doesn't fear cops. He goes up to cops. Shakes
course,
hands.
that's his
When I was a
normal-
kid, when I was a kid,
I'm afraid of
my
cops.
mom said cops, and I'm fucking running. Or
Yeah.
I'm getting straight and
Now, if I see a cop, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
straight.
I'm like,
not
yes,
doing-
sir. I didn't try to mess
You
with no
should,
cops.
yeah.
He has absolutely no fear of cops.
But of course, when your
I think
parents
it's
are
good
cops,
to have a healthy fear of cops because number one, they have a weapon on them.
They can
They
kill
have a
you.
couple of weapons on them,
And
and number
it's
two,
their
they can
word.
fuck up your life if they put you in jail or some shit
they
for,
could-
for nothing. So I
And
think
number
it's-
three, you
it's-
can't win.
So I mean, I'm not going to say there's not.
Unless you have cameras.
I'm not saying there's not any good cops in the world, but at the same time, it's like this. It's a good thing to fear a cop because you should fear a cop. That's how I feel.
there should be more Carl.
Hold on.
Winslow's.
Before you get into that, before we move on from that point, do you think it's an ideal situation to be afraid of cops?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
See, I don't
because
think so.
they're hired for it.
No, I
they're the
think-
servant.
I think
protect-
they're
they're
public
supposed to-
servants.
I think
public
it's, right. I
servants,
think in an
that's
ideal
it.
situation, we should live in a world where we're not afraid of police.
Because
But-
they don't fear them.
but
in
we
England.
are.
In other
Right.
countries. The police they're not feared.
Okay, maybe fear is the wrong word, but I think this should be like a
Because if you're afraid of
Oh,
them,
no,
that's basically
No, what I'm
them
saying, okay.
applying suppression against people.
maybe because in
if
our
you can't fight
maybe
against them.
here in this our time period or how things have been going along with crazy ass shit with cops and all dealing with that. Fear is probably too strong a word. I'm trying to say, but there should be some type
Anxiety?
of respect. Yeah, there should be some type of okay. You know what I mean? Let me be on my P's and Q's here. You know what I mean?
No,
Let me
you
not-
shouldn't have to.
Let me
even
put
do
on my
that.
seatbelt when I'm driving because this dude's right next to me, or something like that. There should be some type of okay, uniformity. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you're supposed to bend down to your knees or something like that, but there should be some type of respect there.
There you go. That's
They should respect you as you should respect them.
And that's not what's happening.
I'm not saying that's what's happening, but
No, I'm not-
I think
no.
not
I'm
against
talking.
you, man.
I'm talking about what's the ideal situation.
Okay.
Because I feel like me personally, we had this little conversation a little bit before the show started, but I was saying that I am afraid of cops. Like I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to talk to police because I know. I was telling these guys, I won't ever own a gun. Because I feel like that's what's gonna get me killed. Because I'm gonna do something stupid,
Putting the
doing
energy in
something
here.
legal.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be like, oh yes, I have. Like I'm gonna do all the right things, but because I know the way I am around police, even though I haven't broken the law since maybe 2006 when I got a speeding ticket. That was probably the last time
Depends
I've
on what the
interacted
law
with police.
is.
No, I'm saying like I haven't been in trouble with police.
I haven't got caught.
No, I've never been like I don't like whatever. But I'm still super anxious around him. I do stupid things. I say stupid things. My wife tells me you're not allowed to talk to. If this person comes over here, you're not allowed to talk, because I just get so like ridden with anxiety, and that comes from a lot of reasons. I don't know if it's
PTSD.
necessarily. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is just living down here, or maybe it is
It's
a
that
specific racial thing. Maybe it is specific things that has happened with me with police, but for whatever reason, that's the case. I don't think it should be the case. And why is it for, let's say for me, it sounds like everybody's kind of in agreement, at least having a
Healthy anxiety.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's healthy.
It's not, no anxiety is
Well, I
healthy.
mean,
but at least an acknowledgement of uncertainty and anxiety when it comes to police, right? Is that kind of what everybody?
But here's the
think
thing.
so. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you, where I have like complete fear
Right.
of cops.
Yeah.
Because I went through a pretty fucked up situation with police before, and I just always expect that, right? So I don't like being in position where I'm always going to lose. Right? There's no winning when you have any type of discourse with a police officer.
You basically
at least, and,
hope for
and
a
again, that's probably not true, but that's my bias and that's my opinion when I
Right.
say something like that, right? But then I say like, there's no way, like that's the worst situation in my mind that I could probably be in is any type of altercation with a police officer because I can't protect myself, right? I'm always gonna lose. and I'm basically guilty.
Yeah, so-
right? No matter what. So I'd rather be in basically any other situation. I can't think of, obviously there's some dramatic situations that you can point out and say, but I would not want to be in a situation with the police at all because that's like I'm at a complete disadvantage.
Like that's what I'm saying though. Like it's absolutely healthy to have a feeling towards a police officer or in a situation with police officer to be like, okay, you know what? There's a police officer around. I'm not gonna be stupid here. I gotta chill. You know what I mean? I think that's perfectly fair to have, even though that's not the ideal situation. The ideal situation would be like, we should have mutual respect for each other, and if there's something wrong, we can have a conversation and figure it out instead of you hitting me in the back of the head and then slamming my head against the concrete and then putting handcuffs on me. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going on right now. Now, to me, I feel like the
It's being
relationship
televised right now.
Yeah, but I
would
feel
say
like
that stuff is probably going on less now than ever in the past.
it's
but
just
now
being
everyone
that's a media
knows
thing. That's a
about
media
it, right?
thing. Well,
Just
that's
think
not
about
a
how
media
fucked up
thing.
it was 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah, but I also want to put this in your head though. I want to
no
put
one
this in
had
your head
no
before
regulations on
before
that
we
shit.
started thinking about cops. 'Cause yes, my parents put the fear of police officers in my head as in a young age, but at the same time, I had the same fear for teachers. I could never be around teachers. Like I was like, okay, that's my teacher. I'm gonna walk away. It was the same kind of thing because it was an authority. It was an authority issue.
Figure, yeah.
It was an authority figure that can get me in trouble. Who will never believe me, even if I told them the truth. Will never believe me, and it will put me in a situation where I could never win. It's the same. It's the same feeling with that. You know what I mean? It's just at a different degree.
Yeah.
Because I know that person probably won't take my life.
Nah,
This
see.
man, this person has a gun on them, has the ability to put my life.
And in two different
Away.
instances, because other than a cop reaching for his waist, and the second thing that I'm worried about with a cop reaching for is for his chest. That means he's about to turn off his camera. So he's going to have his way with our interactions regardless. So whether he uses his baton, his gun.
Can they just turn off the camera?
Yeah,
they
they
can.
can.
And
They
there's
can.
many instances of recently.
I don't think
the
you're
cop
allowed to do that
shooting-
here anymore, though.
No, it has happened.
Yeah?
Where someone has gotten shot,
Yeah.
but the camera one side the camera turned the cop has turned off the camera.
Yeah.
And but they had it from a different side where the cop did not turn off the camera.
okay.
So that still can happen.
It's one of those things. At least from what I could be wrong on this,
But I
but
think-
from what I've heard was like they have the ability to because there's like
Yeah.
a reasonable sense of privacy or whatever. So when incidences happen, they
Mm-hmm.
will check the camera, and when it has been off, it's always kind of like, oh, I forgot to turn it back on, or why wasn't it on? Or like it's
Yeah.
just kind of like it's always explained away as
Now, and the same thing, we'll go back to the media thing. Now, it may be the media conditioning us to have this type of awareness to have for cops, but at the same time, along with my runnings, I'm
Your
a
track
good
record's pretty-
60%. I'm 60%. I wouldn't say that I'm good versus the cops pulling their guns on me versus me getting off on a technicality and being able to drive home that night. But
So aren't you
That's
from
a D. How you grade that as a D?
yeah, so I mean, but it's not failing though. And the instance of me failing is where
It's very close.
It's close. No, there's times
You know,
where
in grad school, they don't accept
They
lower
don't
than
accept
D's,
it.
right?
It's a very low
No,
bar.
I get it.
It's a very low bar.
But at the same time, I still have my life, so I have opportunities to take it in a different university if you want to go that route.
Why is this? I wonder if this is a national. Like, I feel like obviously in minority communities, it's a national story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, because I've seen communities that like really praise the police or police force in certain ways that are to me make me uncomfortable. It's kind of like when
Praise,
people-
I would say
I feel-
support.
Right.
I think it was Chris
Well, I
Rock or
feel
Dave
like-
Chappelle did a skit where they're like, "Oh, the cops are here. We're perfectly fine.
It's
we have nothing to
support.
worry
Right,
about."
people
support.
are like that.
Yeah, but there are people that walk around and say, "Oh, the cops are here. We're perfectly fine." But then there's people that say the cops are here. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's me.
So I mean,
That's me.
it's the situation is your experience with cops. So a lot of people, let's put it, out
I've
there
lived in
like that meme, or I don't know if it was a meme or a gif or something that said that the bravest people against cops is a white millennial woman.
Yeah.
Because they're not afraid of cops.
They're not afraid
They'll
of cops.
say
They will
anything.
say
They'll say anything
anything.
to the cop. They'll say, put them in their place,
cop
this
is
and
not gonna
that,
do
and the
nothing
cop's
to
not
them.
going to do anything to them.
No.
So it's like your experience with cops. My experience with police officers is the couple of times I've been stopped
Belittlement.
is that. So they sit there and they belittle you and they tell you everything that's going to happen to you, this and that. Even if you just getting pulled over just for a ticket
Or your rights.
or
They-
whatever,
they
even if
violate
you're
your
right,
rights.
they sit there and they tell you that do you have drugs? They make you think you have drugs in your trunk.
Yeah.
They put it in your head. and then you fumble or you drop your wallet, and then you know what I mean.
They do that.
They put their
Probable
hand
cause.
right on their gun, and you're like, you put your hand in the air, like I'm just trying to get my wallet. You know what I mean? So it's your experience with police officers, and for me, out all the experience I've had, I never had like terrible experience where someone pulled the gun on me, but I've had experiences where it's like, if I would have done something different, I probably would not been here, or things would have gone turned for the worse. And it's kind of like, you know what? If there's a cop in the area, that means I need to get out of here, because it means it's not, something could happen and I don't want to be in the area. And simple as that. I mean, I think it's okay to at this point in our lives, it's okay to have a healthy fear of police officers, but you're not actually having a healthy fear of police. You're having a healthy fear of something may go wrong. And it's healthy. I feel like it's healthy, because that tells me I need to get the fuck out of here. So I'll just fucking leave, and that'll make my life even easier.
I don't like it. I'm anxious to talk
Listen,
about this, honestly.
Biggie told us all what to do. If you ain't getting back, stay the fuck away from police.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I mean, there's no
There's no reason to hang out with them,
There's no
to talk
need
to them.
If things are going well, they don't need to be there. If things are going bad, just go home.
And I have family cop members, and I invite them to parties and this and that, and all have a good time and this and that, but it's all at a safe thing. I've seen them go into cop mode during parties and stuff like that, and it's like, okay,
Awkward.
it's a different person, but it's just like a military person who just came back from the military, and they're similar the same way, where they can't turn it off. So you kind of have to give them,
as long as they're not in
benefit of the doubt.
So if you were a president, like, how would you fix that?
So my whole thing was it has to be changed. They should be educated. They should be trained, and it should be something where the person is guarding their own community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone who lives in their own community
that's a
is
valid
in a
point. I
community.
forgot who brought
Because
that up.
it's important for someone who's guarding the area to be from the area. Because you know what? People will respect that. Oh, I knew him. He grew up here, or he grows up here.
He knows my grandmother.
Yeah,
or whatever.
there's a
That's
connection there.
safe.
There's a connection there. You know what? Then that police officer is going to care about his neighborhood.
Yeah.
You think these people,
hold on,
people who
also-
live from Coconut Creek or Coral Springs, care about anybody who lives in Sunrise, Margate, any of these?
That sounds like a gang mentality, though.
But that's
You don't really care about what's going on.
But
in
if you
a
look
different
at-
city.
if you
it just sounds like people just need to be retrained.
No, but look at
People
it.
just have to
Technically,
be retrained.
it's retrained, but at the same time, the government is a gang. You pay them to. You guys got to pay your taxes, or because you got to protect. We got to pay for protection.
What's the gang sign? What's the gang sign? I want to see the gang
It's the
sign.
flag. I mean, I don't.
The bald eagle.
Yeah, the ball. So I mean, but that's a great point where you bring up where you have to.
No,
You
training.
have to be somebody from.
I think
the
training.
area.
I think training, of course, is number one. I mean, you can't be shoot first.
So right now, if you're a cop, you have to go to the police academy. The police academy is probably about almost a year of training. And I worked at I served food to someone when I was in college at the police academy. So I kind of saw like what they went through or
Was that
whatever.
community service
So they
hours?
had,
Was that community service?
No,
hours?
I had to pick up trash.
Oh, okay.
And then fucking park for like 2 months.
Oh, damn.
For community service. And I wear a fucking pink vest. It was horrible.
He still has it.
You did your time, okay.
Yeah, so I do my time. Either way, but like, so they go, right? I think one thing has to be addressed, that it's a shitty job.
It is.
Right? You get
I
fucking,
wouldn't agree
right?
with that. I wouldn't
Loren,
agree
you
with
put
you
put
get-
your own life. You put your
You
own
own
life,
and you get treated like
and you
shit
get treated
every
like
day.
shit
You
every
get
day.
treated like the
That's
worst
why
piece of shit in the
that's
whole
why
world.
I
But
think,
I think it can
and all
Just
that's
playing
why I
devil's
think-
advocate, just
yeah.
just the other
No,
side
it's
of the
true.
coin, right?
Maybe
Because
contrarian.
you know what, my listening to my cousin's own stories, the way she goes on, she has to think about every single day. Am I ever gonna am I gonna see my kids when she leaves? You know what I
gotta
mean?
get home.
She has to get home. Her
Yes.
goal is to get home. Okay,
Yes.
so you have to see in the other side. You know what I mean? So she has to handle things a certain way so she can get home.
I'm glad you guys brought this up. Okay, so let's tackle this from the root and then bring it up to make it a flower. Okay.
Got it.
A tree.
So let's think about it.
Flowers are beautiful.
The one thing that cops can do to make their jobs be more respected is be in the community, but not there when they need to be there. Be there when they don't need to be there. But not hassling people, wondering what you're doing. Just, hey, how you doing? Greeting people, but even if it's going door to door, just say, hey, how you doing? Greeting the
I don't want no cop.
the daily people.
At my door.
But that's the thing.
But
That's the thing. It has gone to that.
I see what you're saying.
Okay,
But
To his point,
now-
there's a lack of respect from citizens to police and police
Yes,
to
because
citizens.
we
and
only
that's
show
a-
up when they have to do their
Right.
job.
Can you
as far as facilitate
can you
things.
describe a term that you're using a lot that I really don't know what you mean by it?
Go ahead.
Community.
A community.
What is a community and how big is a community and what does it consist of?
Okay, what high school you went to?
Deerfield Beach High School.
Buck Pride. Okay. Yes. Now y'all know exactly what parts in neighborhoods everybody's from, right? You all know that.
Well, see, not really, because a lot of people came from all over.
But you came from. But at the same time, when you're at that school, everybody knew what was what, how to act, and what to say, and what to wear, whatever. You know, you guys all knew each other, and it was
in a generalized sense. Yeah. Okay.
So that's a community. That's basically what a community is. You know where to be, where not to be at a certain time. You know how to talk. You know who is who. You don't see no strangers, and if there's a strangers, you know how everybody approach them basically all the same way, right?
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that's what a community is. And if there's a cop walking around that facilitating that, not having to apply their pressure or nothing like that, and they're just going through
is a community a city or a neighborhood?
No,
it's on a broad stance. It's more than a neighborhood.
This is Paul's accounting getting into semantics.
I just want to say, because we live in a very large place, right? We live in a large county in a large state.
Did you know there's hold on, just really quick, a factoid I read this weekend. There's almost 6 million people in South Florida, in the Tri-County area. Yeah.
Is that a lot?
That's a big ass number. I was just in New Zealand. There's less than 5 million people in the whole country.
Oh shit.
It's crazy. I got to fact check that.
So like if you have people from Sunrise or Deerfield or Pompano or whatever, everything gets kind of like commingled in my mind, right? Into South Florida. So that's why I was just trying to figure out where you're going with community.
Well, okay, so my definition of community is,
I see it as a neighborhood.
It's the border.
I see it more.
When they tell you you're from here, then you're from here.
Yeah.
You know, that's more like, okay, you're from this community or you're from this area.
Because if you say you're from Pompano Beach, there's very different parts of Pompano Beach.
Well,
Pompano Beach is not a community.
Can I say something though?
Like I see it like as cities.
I think the point is, I think that would definitely help the situation, because like if you're a kid in the neighborhood doing bad shit, but the cop that is in that area is also like lives 4 blocks down.
4 blocks away.
You're less likely to do the bad shit you're gonna do. So that's, I think in that sense it's a fair point.
So my point is to make this thing a flower again. We have to fix things because crime comes from poverty, right?
Yes.
A lot of crime comes from poverty. So we have to fix education. We have to fix the economy, and we have to make sure that we protect the people that are abusing themselves or their family members. Mm-hmm. So those things right there, if we protect that, then cops will be able to minimize the amount of cops that are around, and then their behavior will be fixed because they wouldn't have to deal with rough ignorance and craziness that goes on in neighborhoods that are run
police
down.
Officers should also be they should have to take diversity. They should be diversity training. They should be like one of their number one goals.
Definitely.
Sensitivity.
Definitely.
They need to learn. They need to learn about different cultures. They need to learn about how people, take things and how to de-escalate the situation rather than always being so forceful. Especially.
There's definitely something to say with that sense of
because
there's definitely
even as in the healthcare field they do that. We get trained
makes sense.
It's consistent.
To walk into a Muslim person's who's in the hospital room, how their culture takes on medical, you know what I mean? How they're allowed to take medicine, this and that. There's sensitivity there, and there should be sensitivity in their job because they're dealing with different people.
And
there
I don't
should
think
be
the cops. I don't think the cops go through that, right?
I don't know.
I think
I don't know
they
what goes on in
go
the
through
academy,
it with what is these bunny ears? They go with it. But I don't think so.
As far as I know,
or they go through and it's not the culture once you become a police.
Well, as far as I know, there's no consistent training in those sense.
It's
like they people can. I could be wrong on this, but from what I understand and from what I have heard,
it's an elective. It's not a mandatory.
Well,
class.
it's like academy. It's like academy, which kind of puts you in a situation where like you develop this team mentality with
it's the military
people in your academy, and
it's them versus us.
Right, it turns into a them versus us situation.
It should never be that way.
But then after academy, there's very rarely more training after that, as far as like a consistent, like
continuing education.
Right.
Exactly.
It's not like
I take continuing education every 2 years.
Right. To his point, every 2 years you have to get renewed in some kind of license or certification.
Yeah. So I think we're onto something, and I think
we need to.
No, okay.
I think I should tweet.
So YangGang2020
right now. And tell them this.
And before that, and then
actually,
the main thing,
because they might come knock on my door.
No, don't come at them sideways.
The main thing that starts stopping all this is self-policing. Like if my partner's
Accountability.
doing something wrong, I need to be able.
Wait.
Snitching.
No, yeah, no, it's true. It's true. You know why? Because that whole thing, us against them, is what these people keep getting away with shit.
Yeah.
If I'm a good cop and I see a bad cop doing bad shit, I need to
They
stop
need to.
him.
Yeah,
Because if
and if you
he's
see-
giving me a bad name and he's giving the department a bad name.
What if your
You know what I
neighbor is
mean?
doing something? Are you gonna
Well,
correct
I mean,
your neighbor too?
it,
Or it's none of your
You
business?
sh-
this is the
should.
problem. See,
You
this is the
should,
problem I
but you
have. You
don't.
should. You know
You
why?
don't. And
You
that's
should
the
know
same
why.
thing with
If
cops.
you should be able. You should be able to say someone killed this person. I know who did it. Is this person, and that person should get in trouble, and you should not be getting in trouble. You know why? Because you didn't do nothing wrong. Someone's family just died. Someone's family member, son, daughter, mother, father, just got killed.
You have to take out the whole family, but
No, but I'm
In
saying,
the corporate world, that's HR that handles that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no.
If Paul
Well-
did something bad at his job and someone snitched on him about something, it's HR who's the one that's handling that.
Yeah.
So who's HR for the police?
Nobody.
it's
It's
internal
whoever's in
affairs.
charge.
Mr.
Internal affairs.
Internal
And they're
affairs.
getting rid of internal affairs. They're trying
Yeah, I
to bring
see.
it back.
I look at like it's a very it's the communal concept of like if you know your neighbors, you're not gonna do shit that's gonna fuck with your neighbors. Your neighbors
Yeah,
probably
you
not,
wanna
your
keep
neighbors
your
is probably not
interactions.
gonna do something that's gonna fuck with
Because
you.
you're trying to not fix your
right.
mess up your
Do you know your
interactions.
neighbors' names?
No, they change every 2 years. So.
But you never like even when they change, you don't really know them. They don't
No,
approach
they
you.
don't.
or
They don't
whatever.
look like they're from my part of town.
I'm friendly. I'm friendly with my neighbors, and
That's
it's
what I'm saying,
really
but because of that- all right, so
it's
we-
really because we watch each other's houses.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, I know you're going on vacation. I'll watch your house. Oh, you got a
Exactly.
package. You
That's-
didn't pick it up. I picked it up. It's in my house.
That's that sense
So,
of community. That's a communal part
when
that
you-
where like
I think community.
if you
comes
know
with-
your police, if you know your police officer, if you know like at least how things work, then you know there's that level of respect where things run smoother.
Yeah.
By the same basis of like, so because I know my neighbor's name, I'm less likely to fuck with my neighbor. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
bang on the wall, or I'm gonna be more respectful at night. You know, making too much noise.
It
and
just
shit
needs
like
to be.
that, you
It just
Unless
be.
you hate your fucking
know? Unless
neighbor.
you hate your fucking neighbor.
I think there
My
just needs
neighbor
to
across
be.
the street's asshole.
There needs to be a new different. There
Fuck
needs to
that
be
guy.
a line of respect for both sides, and the only way you get respect is if you give respect. And I mean, and in all honesty, it's been many years where police have not been giving respect to certain type of people.
Can I make a mention?
Sí, señor.
There's one thing that I guess in working in public education or just really the public sector in that way is that a lot of people don't. What's the word? The term? Shit where they eat.
And you, yeah.
So you're gonna get police who are from West Palm Beach who are working in Broward County
Right.
yeah.
because they don't want to go grocery shopping in Palm Beach and meet the people that they're arresting
You just
or
gave them a ticket the other day.
meeting every day.
Yeah.
So it becomes something where it sounds good in theory to say the people from your community should be the people who are also the police officers, but they, you know, even any one of us or anybody in the private sector, you work out of town from where you live, so you don't run into those same people every day.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And there's of course there's a benefit for that because then you don't have to deal with the awkwardness.
But
of it.
they can't fix that interaction. Just say, hey, I'm going to let you go. I mean, you're my neighbor. I'm going to let you go on a little warning. Next time, I'm not going to be
there just
this
needs to
nice,
be
or the next person.
It just needs to be better training and
But yeah, just an
and-
interaction.
No, but it's also
the interaction has to be
Nah.
better.
And you have to be involved in the community. I think like we had this long conversation about politics, like this podcast and last podcast, right? And we knew all this shit about these major candidates running, right? But a lot of times we're not involved at all, like in our community politics. We don't know shit
That's
about the
true.
candidates. We kind of show up to vote, maybe we have to vote, but we're not really involved. So I think something you could actually do is like, you know, go to the stupid little fucking meetings that people have and
Well, if you say they're stupid fucking meetings, then
I mean, you got to show up and you got to play the game and you should be involved.
One thing I'm so happy I have to deal with is NYPD. Jeez,
Or LAPD.
Or LAPD.
LAPD.
LAPD already killed what
Yeah.
two rappers already. I'm not. I do not want to deal with that. Glad I don't have to run into that.
Yo, don't tweet me on that.
Yeah, that's what is it?
LL Cool Ren.
No, yeah, but yeah,
It happens.
Anyway, this got kind of deep, guys.
did it?
That's what
Yeah,
she
this
said.
was a deep conversation we had.
I don't want to bring this
Yeah.
up or nothing like that, but I heard
But
the
you will.
funniest joke with what happened this week.
Oh god,
So,
I'm scared.
and again, the views that I express right now has nothing to do with the Old Millennium podcast. That of PG,
Thank you.
Penny, Steven, Elmer, or myself.
Views are exclusively to the internet memes of the world.
So I hear that Notre Dame is caught on fire, and all the priests are panicking.
Oh god!
Holy shit! This place is on fire. We gotta save the kids. Somebody yells, "Screw the kids!" Another priest walks in and says, "Do we have time for that?" Motherfucker! I busted out laughing when I heard that.
Too soon, bro.
Wow, and that's what I had to say. And that's the thing. At work, I had to tell somebody it's too soon.
Yeah, man.
That's actually funny.
Can something be too soon if no one got hurt?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's not too soon. I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't think
It's not, but
I
it's
don't think
insensitive.
I think the sensitive
A joke
part,
like
the
that?
sensitive part about it is the religious part of it. It's not necessarily.
I don't know. That's not the
No,
religious
that's not-
part of it. And, the
No.
sensitive part is talking about child molestation.
Yes,
Yes, and that's because of the religious part of it.
No, it's not the religious part. It's sexual molestation part.
Because,
Any
no, it's
child
because of
molestation
the
is bad.
religious part. Because the religious part is tied to child molestation.
The religious part, but the thing is that isn't it?
I love breaking down jokes. By the way, it's my favorite thing.
It's hilarious. It's just funny.
This
how
is why
somebody
this
said
joke
that.
is funny.
That's what makes it. Like, screw the kids. That was hilarious. But at the same time, what is Notre Dame? 'Cause I really thought there was a school.
Football college.
I thought it was it's like, you mean where Lou Holtz used to coach? I mean, what do you work?
It's sad because it's a piece
It's
of
actually
history,
a
and
very,
it's bad when
very,
you lose
very,
history. But
very, very old and beautiful church in Paris. When we went there, I walked by it because I was all churched out. I seen like 100 churches that day.
Oh,
I walked by it. Jessica wanted to take a picture. I said, "No, I'm done." And I'm just walking away. And then it burns down. So I didn't even get to walk inside or anything like that. So I never really like seen it. It's pretty crazy too, because me and Jessica were talking about it the other day, because she's been there 4 times, and then she did Easter Mass there.
oh.
So it's like this,
And that's-
it happens right before the
The funny thing
burn.
also about that is that people are using this opportunity to let everybody know that they visited Paris.
Yeah.
This
Well,
week.
I mean-
That was the big.
That was the big thing
Like,
on social media about that.
Well,
That was funny.
because you remember that's the time, you remember the time you saw it. Like, I remember when I saw it, I remember Jessica was let me take a picture, and I was like, no,
Thoughts and prayers.
I was like, yo, I'm tired of taking pictures. I don't want to take a picture. I just would at the other church and take a picture.
I think people are just being cynical.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of being cynical.
Of course.
It's
Yeah, it's
not
social
really
media.
important to them. But meanwhile,
It's social media.
some like for me, like let's say when Robin Williams died,
All right.
I posted something about it.
Yeah.
When Charlie Murphy died, I saw him and I like reposted something about it. So
Right.
it just all depends on your perspective
It's
on
relative.
what you care
the
for.
the problem is that
It's very relative.
everybody likes to just be like, either you do it or you're flexing. So I mean, it's either you're hating or it's kind of like that whole thing. Either you're
But that's
hating
just
or you're going along.
at
with
the
it,
end
you
of the
know what I
day,
mean?
bro, they're gonna rebuild that shit. Did you see how much money
Yes.
people donated to rebuild that?
That's
thing?
what I cared.
Oh
That's what I.
my
That's what I
God,
cared
bro.
about more.
It's
Billions.
dumb.
I think is it like $1 billion or something
Yeah.
that's been
They
like
have
donated
sales.
to rebuild that?
600. Hold on, 600 million in the first 24 hours. That's what I read.
And people still don't have clean water in Flint.
But that's the thing, though.
Just saying.
No, because even somebody even posted something about
that was the saying that was the perspective. It was like if rich people actually cared to fix shit, they could, because you
Yeah.
see what donations can do. Like
that's just gonna be built bigger and better than ever.
I don't
with
think
all that
so.
fucking money.
I-
But,
They're gonna
see,
put
but
that
it
shit-
loses its mystique.
It'll be-
As-
yeah.
Even
It'll be
someone
built-
someone when he was a historian, and I mean, that's what he studied and this and that. It just loses its mystique, though. You're talking about something. Even if you rebuild, like they
Yeah, the
rebuild a
towers.
brand new tower instead of rebuilding the towers, right? Because it loses its mystique. No, you can't build anything over that. People grew up looking at that thing. You're talking about. This is the reason why those rich people went and put money, because some of those rich people as little kids went to that church.
No,
And that's the last memory of their mother and their
We're
father.
not saying they're wrong for doing it. We're
Yeah.
just
No, but
saying
I'm
that.
saying
We're just saying
it's
that
just unique
in
how
perspective.
fast
Right.
that
When you put it in
happened.
perspective, it's interesting.
They're making them
all
that
that money
that
got
exists.
funneled into
Right.
that.
Well,
within
it's
days.
interesting. To me, it's just interesting because
It
it's kind of
should
like, oh wow, that really, like, people really have that much money to donate to a cause that they find important to them.
To me, it's a slap in the face.
See, I don't have that take. I don't have that.
It's
take.
a slap. It's a
To you it is,
100%.
yeah.
Yes.
To who?
But to me, it's
Why, if it's people's choice to use their money the way they
it's
want
not-
to? The water in Flint has nothing to do with the people.
No,
the water
no,
in Flint
no.
has everything to do with the
I'm not even
government.
care- I don't
The
even care
government
about-
doesn't care about
I'm
the
not
people.
worried about Flint.
The people.
Flint has nothing to do
But
with
if you have the resources,
No, but that's
do
a
something about
government
something.
thing. That's a government thing. The
No,
reason why it hasn't
it's
been
not.
fixed.
No,
No, the
it's a
reason why it hasn't been
community
fixed
thing.
is because of
Yeah,
politics.
money isn't the reason.
No.
Flint-
It's not nothing to do with money.
Has
It has nothing to do with money.
Money-
It has
money
something.
is not the reason.
everything to do with politics. Why? Because they never checked it when it was getting polluted. They never did anything to correct it.
Yes.
Okay, we know, Steven. We don't have
But he's saying no to me. What you keep saying,
no.
you know, but he's saying no.
No, he's not saying no to that point. He's saying no that he does.
Loren, there's not only Flint, there's so many horrible
Poverty.
things that are
It's
going
just-
on. Poverty, like
just poverty in
throughout
general.
throughout
That's
the
what I'm
world,
worried
right?
about.
All this fucked up shit is happening that could
Poverty in
be
general.
fixed. But when this happened with this church, and I get why these people donate to the
Right.
church because they have that connection to
Okay.
it, right? But that church gets rebuilt, billions of dollars go to it, but they could be allocating those resources to something that's actually affecting.
They
the
could,
beings
but who
that
are you to
that
tell
need
them
it.
what to do
All
with their
right,
money?
let me-
I'm not, but I'm just saying
I wouldn't want
that's-
nobody to tell me what to do
No,
with
no,
my
I'm
money.
not. Look,
So
I'm not saying they're wrong for donating.
I
To it.
just
What
said
I'm saying
to
is, to
me.
me, it's interesting
To
that
me.
that it exists, that people have that much money
To
to
me.
donate to something like this.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're wrong for it. I'm just saying it's interesting because it does go to show that this money does exist in the world and can be
be
used.
allocated to
Right.
certain
I'm not saying that it
resources,
should. I'm not saying that this cause is better than another. I just think it's interesting that
Okay, so what? Let me generate all the smoke towards me, and I'm just going to voice my strong opinion that
hot take.
it's not even a hot take. I mean, like, there's shit tons. This is I'm more for. I try to be consistent as much as possible towards anything I say, think, or believe in. Right. So I'm more of a. There's no material things. You guys never see me rock any jewelry. You never see me have any type of chains or nothing like that on me. Not even rock tattoos or name brand clothes at all.
You're not dripping.
Never dripping. Dry as hell.
This is the guy with the Nautica hat.
I had to pick this up because my hair is looking crazy. But either way,
It could have been a
this just shows how much material.
hat.
It could have been, but I mean, like, it
a
had
Walmart hat from Walmart.
It was. I actually got this at Marshalls. So and I got it for $9.
Once it was at Macy's.
$9 possibly, but I got it at a bargain sale. But either way, that's besides the point. This just goes to show that materialism is just poisonous and toxic towards everybody else, and it clouds people's mind as far as what's important, that's needed, versus what's actually a necessity. What somebody actually wants. Because I mean, you want to go ahead and donate to this, and the thing that what you're putting your money into. A lot of people put their money behind things that are not really. I mean, whatever they believe in, yes, that's but to me, that's bullshit, because you should prioritize exactly what it is. Human towards humanity.
Hold on.
No.
Okay,
Because you want to go ahead and put millions of dollars behind something that already has a stigma behind it, as far as the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
and you want to
well,
go continually funding that bad habit, bad stuff
relative,
that's going on.
That's relative. Though.
But you don't want to fix poverty, people starving in America, people
but that's-
starving
okay,
in
that's
around the
France,
world.
though. It's not America.
No, but France
But
is
the
even
thing
worse.
is,
That
France
makes it
is
even worse.
fucked up
France
right
is
now.
fucked up
France is
completely. They're
fucked right
they're
now.
about to within the next 15 years. They're gonna fall. They will be
no,
falling.
it's not true.
It is,
They're not
it
gonna
is
fall,
true.
but there's huge
Spain is coming.
social
Hold on.
issues
Spain is coming
in France right
within,
now.
I'm sorry. Next 50 years, it's going to be Spain. It's going to be France.
Nobody knows what's coming.
No, it's true. It is true because they
But
are
you could say that about the
crumbling.
America.
America's going to America within 100 years.
There's economic struggles that are going on in France right now. You see the yellow jackets. You see all the
The
everything that's
protests
going on,
and
the protests
everything.
that's going on.
Okay, but there's
and it's just
protests for
funny
everything,
that
right?
all that money is being. It's just interesting, at least where the
Right.
term that all this money is
fascinating.
being
What I-
allocated to a building which has historical references and is religious.
Right.
Get your emotional attachment to it. But there's like people that are starving that need money. There's like a lot of social injustices that are going on. That money could
Need
be
medical attention at
allocated
least.
to. It's just when you take a step back, it's a little interesting.
But you quick to put something up in there that's money's going to be wasted in that too. Building something like that,
See, that's where
it's going to be wasted too.
That's where you lose me because
It's not wasted,
Hold on,
it's
that's
just
exactly that's
the
what I'm saying.
wrong-
No, I'm saying
that's where you lose me because I agree with you that a lot of people put too much emphasis on material versus like stuff like what you said is what is important. But you lose me when you say that this isn't important because that's your perspective. That's not because as
the
much
truth.
as no, it's not because as much
it's
as
very
no
important
because
to
it's
some
very
people.
important to
It's
those
very
people who
important.
donated. It is important to them enough for them to put their money where their mouth.
Yeah,
is.
because it's important for them to
That's
keep
it.
that part of whatever they like and putting themselves in first versus other people that are struggling.
Okay, but the same reason that you find people struggling as an important issue. I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that, but a lot of people don't feel that way.
because they don't care about it. That's the thing. People are
Exactly,
too far ahead.
exactly.
My
But
whole
that doesn't
thing-
mean they're wrong, and doesn't
That
mean that
is
you're
wrong.
wrong.
That's part of the
doesn't
problem.
mean. Yeah. Okay, I will give you that. That's part of the problem.
Because
But to say that
people don't care about each other, and that's the thing. They're worried about a building versus the next person behind them that's suffering with.
But it's their right to be
stuff that
worried.
they
But
can't-
it also has to do with influence.
Yeah.
How does the church
No, that's
influence
sure
good? How
that's
does
not.
the-
It does
how
not.
does-
It does
How does
not.
the church
It does
influence
not.
maybe
It does not.
anything else
No,
for the
it
people
does
who are
not.
donating?
The church doesn't do nothing for nobody.
That's not
That's just
true.
an
That's not
ideology.
true.
All it
That's
is an ideology. I'm telling you
That's
that
not
right now.
true.
My mom's a pastor, and I would tell you that straight up. The church does not do nothing
So-
but
so-
put
That's not
hope
true.
in somebody's mind.
You can say yes, money is important and all these things, but you can also do your own part in the community, and that's
Yes.
why I also have problems with people. Is like for me, as if I'm gonna sit here and be like, okay, I'm social, I'm for all the social, but I don't do anything. I sit on my ass, and
Yeah.
all I have is opinions.
You have opinions.
All I have is
but that's
exactly. All I have is
healthy.
opinions,
That's
and
healthy.
and your whole thing about ideology. I'm not even full. I'm semi-Catholic. I wear a cross. I believe in certain things.
That's
Other
fine.
things I think are jokes. Blah blah blah. And I'm fully against the whole molestation thing. But I know people.
good to know.
Who I know people
I was wondering
who.
there for a while.
No, I know people who the church, the believing in religion or something. They can't go They can't go their whole day without that. Like if they don't
understand.
go to church, they don't go to that building.
Yeah.
it ruins their lives. Okay, and in going from that, for
Does
you
it?
saying then yes, because you know who also does this? The Muslim people.
Yeah.
Muslim people. Their
Let's
their
not dive-
life.
let's not-
No, it's the truth though.
I'm not
Their
saying
life-
it's not true,
their
but you're
life-
diving into something that
no. But
doesn't-
what I'm
you're
saying
diving into
is,
something.
I'm diving into what he was talking about. He goes and goes and attacks religion. I'm not a religion fighter. I know
attack?
it. Did he not attack religion? It was a
You kinda-
full-on attack on
okay.
religion.
No, it was kind
so
of
I'm
an
saying
attack, but
what I am saying is
you backslap
cannot.
Jesus
Okay,
right
so
now.
I'm not going into anything further into religion and trying to explain because I really don't know that much of this and that. Someone else would be better to talk about it. I just want to say religion is an important part in a lot of people's beliefs and lifestyle. These people that put in their money maybe have a connection to that building, or maybe that it means that much to them, and maybe maybe it has nothing to do with religion. Maybe that building was a safe haven for them. You don't know, and all of a sudden they made a shitload of money, and they want it there for someone else. Okay, you didn't even know maybe that church also takes in poor people. You know what I mean?
No, but yes.
So to me, it's like if you don't know the whole story, you can't just say, "Oh, la, 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 la."
No.
Okay, sure, maybe it's an absurd amount of money, and that money could go to something else. Fine, I totally agree with that. It could. Maybe it's not where I would spend my money, but in all honesty, is that who am I to say how to spend your money?
Exactly. I'm not saying. Okay.
You are saying.
I'm saying that. But
No, he's not saying that. I see what you're getting
What
at.
I'm
It's
saying
just
is that
you don't like religion, bro.
It's you can really use that money for a better influence than just having a church.
And I agree with you 100%, but you can't tell people what to do with
And
their
you
money.
Cannot. But I'm just
So
saying.
it is
in
what it
general,
is.
Everybody
It's just-
know.
and that's why we
It's
like
just interesting.
and
You
that's
know
why we
for a
like
fact.
Yang. Because Yang said you
Yeah.
can't tell people what the fuck to do
You
with
can't
money.
tell what
That's
to
why
do
he's
with
giving
money.
$1,000 to the poor people and $1,000 to rich
Everyone
people.
not doing
Everyone gets
anything.
$1,000.
He's not
Grab
doing
the
All I'm
bag.
saying-
He's not doing anything yet.
I mean, that's his mindset though.
Except for
we're
that
getting
one
there.
family in Indiana.
Yeah.
no,
Wherever
no,
the fuck
it's
they
New
are.
Hampshire.
In New Hampshire.
Wherever it
But
is.
either way, but
Probably
all I'm
a
saying
fucking
is that
Patriots
I'm not
fan.
telling people what to do with their money, but at the
Disgusting.
same time, redirect it. I would say redirect it somewhere else.
You are
just
trying-
let it burn.
but
Let
you
it
are
stay
trying
burnt
to
down.
say-
Anyways.
Let it stay burnt down. It has
Anyways.
no. I guess
You
I'm
are-
being biased towards it because it has
Yes,
no
yes.
significance to me
Right.
whatsoever.
You put your own bias on your
Yes,
overall
and I can
ideology.
do that.
And which we all do that time
you
to time.
can
It happens.
I'm free to do
you
that.
can do that, but I'm just telling you where that's faulty. That's
Yeah,
all. That's
it's
all I'm
faulty
saying.
and
That's
it's faulty, but it's just that
Do you want people to donate money and then explain why they donated it?
no, just but
Everywhere,
I want it.
not
I
just
want.
in this situation. Every situation.
I want to monitor. I want to monitor donations though, and to make sure it goes to the right place.
You're crazy, dude.
But then
Okay.
you're just basically
crazy.
telling people
That's
how to
big government.
Yes, and the thing is that
That's
some
big
people,
government,
That's
bro.
big government.
But that's what government does. We have to tell
No,
the
it
government.
shouldn't.
We
No,
want
it
our
shouldn't.
government.
That's not the
hold on.
government's role.
When we elect somebody, do we want them to allocate their budget to certain places, right? We want it to go
course.
towards defense,
Sure.
security.
Yeah, you take
healthcare,
tax
Sure,
people's
battle.
money.
taxes. So
Yeah.
that's the same thing. That's
That's
just what
That's
I
not
want
the
to
same
do.
thing.
No, it's private
Because
donations.
because
That's
hold on.
completely different.
No, but
Private
But
donations
talking-
compared to
Didn't the
taxpayer
president?
money.
Didn't
Bro,
the
it's just
president
chump
himself say
change.
that? Didn't the president
Disney
himself say he's gonna?
Disney gave him $5 million. This is chump change to them.
That's not even chump change.
It's chump change. Ain't
That's
shit
a
for them.
drop in the bucket.
It's nothing for them.
That's nothing.
See, I hate this conversation.
Because now you're
I
making
really- no, let me
because
tell
you're
you, no, no, I
making
hate this
people you're
conversation.
making people who made a donation look bad. You're still
Yes,
calling
they're
them
bad,
bad.
yes.
Okay, but it's like
Yes, they're
Leave them
bad.
alone. Leave that shit alone. Let it burnt for a reason. God made it burn for a reason.
No.
If God wanted to save it, He would have saved it, right?
That's wrong. No, because no,
It burnt.
See,
It
that's a-
burnt for.
that's
It burned down
that's-
for a reason.
That's an awful.
All
Argument.
right. Anyways,
God, it burnt down for a reason.
That's an awful argument because you can say that about every
Yeah.
bad thing that happened.
Not bad thing. It just
Yes.
happened. Everything that happened
It
was
is a
supposed
bad-
to happen, and it happened.
You know why it's a bad thing?
was it written?
It happened.
You know
so
why?
It's written.
Okay, can I tell you why it's a bad thing?
Why?
Because it happened and people feel bad about it. It's a bad thing. Just because you don't feel bad about it doesn't mean it's not a bad thing.
No, but they can feel bad. They can be sad about it, but they
Yeah.
shouldn't feel bad about it.
Yes, they can
But
because
if you're religious, you're
Okay,
gonna do
so
it.
exactly.
Loren,
Okay,
Okay,
my
but
point.
Loren, just to say this,
Hey,
you're putting
because
your
you
side
they
of
have
this, what
100%.
you're saying is, I get what you're saying, right? That you see it the other way, but people don't see it from that
Right.
point of view.
That's-
Loren wants to tell
Which
you.
is
Loren
cool.
wants to tell you how to spend
But-
your money, and he wants to tell you how you feel about things
Right.
too.
You should.
'Cause you're not
Yes.
allowed to feel about
Yes.
this a
because,
certain way
because people become very highly sensitive, and then they don't have 100% faith, but they're practicing faith. If you are
Okay,
100%,
but now you're on your religious diatribe again.
No,
Like,
no,
it's not
okay,
that-
but
it's
okay.
not
Let me
that-
You're
just
all
touch
over the place.
Hold on, let me touch
Don't
it.
go
For,
to
let me
that
touch it. For,
place.
let me just touch it for a second, because if you believe in God,
no, thank
pray
you.
to God, and have faith in God. So if God God has, He doesn't have control of everything, but things that happen is through the grace. What happens through God. And if God chose to have that place down, burned down, He chose. He wanted to have that thing, have it burned down for a reason.
No, He didn't.
So it's burnt down.
It was an electrical
Why does he?
fire.
Don't question it.
Why does he choose to not allow you to make layups?
Don't question it.
Why does that always happen?
If God wanted it.
No,
that way.
no.
God makes
That's
you miss
that's
wide open
choice.
layups.
No. That is.
God
I have
wanted
free.
it that
I have
way.
free choice.
That's
I
a
have
bad
free-
thing. That's a bad
choice.
Yes,
You
should just-
interjected in
to me-
God.
You should feel bad about that.
To me, there's
Yeah, that
to
should
me
make you
there's
feel bad.
religion,
Just don't
and then there's
question it.
shit that just happens.
Yeah, you
know
can
what
feel
I mean?
bad. You could be.
There's
You could be
religion, there's
sad
shit
about
that
it.
happens.
No, be sad about
me-
it, but just be mad.
To me,
Don't-
religion is a spiritual.
It's not a bad thing.
Okay,
For me,
but-
religion is spiritual. It's home for people. Okay, and the reason why people go into battles and wars and start fire,
at peace.
like that guy who there's just people that it's a part of them. It's just that's why there's always a hate thing to it when something happens, because it is.
It should, yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
It's so
Don't
fiery. Okay, but
you can
this
be
is
sad, but
this
don't be
goes
mad about
years,
it.
bro.
But don't
This
be-
goes
it's not a
years.
bad-
This
when
is
things happen,
not a
it's
battle
not a
that
bad
can never
thing.
that can
You guys are
you're never
you
gonna
guys are
win.
having different conversations. Really,
Yeah,
annoying.
I don't know
but
where
just
this
be
is
at peace.
going.
You guys are
Listen,
having completely
just
different
be-
conversations.
Hey, can we just wrap this up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
just
are having
be-
completely different
listen,
conversations.
if it's not done after this is done, but just be at peace of whatever happens. Okay, it's going to whatever happens is supposed to happen.
Okay, I would just want to put a bow on this, because what you're saying is that everying that happens for a reason. And you need to be
No,
okay
it doesn't
with
happen for a reason. I'm not saying it happened for a reason. Everything that has happened was going to happen and just happened.
Okay, but that you're saying, but you saying that about that. What I'm saying is that what you saying that about that situation means that it applies to everything.
Yes.
Okay, so you're not allowed to feel bad about anything because it happened. God meant for it to
No,
happen.
I'm not.
Like-
I'm saying that you can be.
No,
sad
what
about
I'm
it.
saying is, when I'm using your logic
Okay.
against you. This is
You're not.
Yes, I am.
he is.
Yes,
No.
I really am.
No, you're not.
I really am. Okay, I won this conversation. Okay,
No, you're not. You're not.
Bro, if you're saying if things happen you're not saying it happens for a reason. You're saying whatever happens, so get over it. Right?
It was going to happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so whatever happens, you're applying that. So
Yes.
apply that to the same thing. Your other reasons of why people should donate their money to other aspects in life.
People are poor because
people are
God
poor
wants
because
that
God
way.
wants to be poor.
People are hungry because God
people
wants
are
it
poor
that way.
because they're poor, or people or
That's your logic.
That's your logic.
That's your. Yeah,
Okay, so why the
that-
fuck are you telling people where to put their money?
I never said to tell people where to put their money. I said that you have better things to put your money.
Okay,
to
but why does that even matter to you?
No, I
Because
never told you not to
People
do
are going to
it.
be poor no matter what.
No, that's just like me saying, all right, you just donated. I was like, you could have done something else with it. Versus, no, don't do that and you waste it, spend it somewhere else. I'm just
But it
saying
was
you could
already
have done
written.
something
They
when
have
it's
to
already
do it.
happened.
It's already
It's already
written.
happened.
Already
So I was
happened,
like,
so-
it's just me just saying you could have done something else.
So
better
but
with
you
that
know,
money.
all those people are already poor, so they're already poor. So they're
already
poor.
But
so
you
what's
can-
the point of me helping
No,
them?
but
They're
then
gonna
you
be
have
poor.
choice. You have freedom of choice, so you have the opportunity. You could have done it.
You talking circles,
You
man.
could have fixed it. You could have done that yourself. You could
That's a
have
good
helped
thing.
that person.
You were good, and then you went to
It's
the
a-
religion route, and it just threw you completely off.
because
This was the
people
mis-
really
this-
people are really not 100% religious. They're practicing.
This was your.
No,
this-
there are people that
This,
are
this,
100%
this was your.
religious.
This was your
There are.
verbal. This was
They
your
don't
verbal
question
layup
God.
that you missed.
There are people that are 100% religious.
It was a
I'm not
beautiful
100%
finger roll that
religious.
never touched the rim.
Possibly.
There's
But
a lot
I
of
feel
people.
you. I see where you're coming from.
No, absolutely, you could feel that way, but to me, it's like,
Love
what's
you
even the
even-
point? What's even the point to feel that way? Because people got the same amount of money in this fucking country alone, have the same amount of money, and they do stupid shit all the time.
Yes.
So, I mean, what the fuck is the point of being all? Oh, you could have done this
again.
Speaking of people that are not poor or that are poor, can I just end this conversation?
Yes,
Can we go on
please.
to something different?
Please.
Something very interesting happened to me. Bernie released all his tax returns. You know how much money that motherfucker makes now?
How much?
Now?
With Bernie Sanders?
Now, bro. In the
How much
last
is
couple
he
of
making
years, he's from his books, he's raking
Oh,
in
yeah,
over
yeah.
$1 million a year.
Nice.
Easy.
Good.
After
Well,
tax,
Isn't that
bro.
one of the things that Yang said too? That he wants the president to only be paid to be paid $2 million,
Yeah.
but not be able to make any money
After,
afterwards,
yeah.
like for talks, books, and isn't that because the
Well, what they do, just like what happened with Clinton and Obama, is how they make money. As soon as they leave office, they go and
Yeah.
they make
Yeah,
speeches
Bill-
for
yeah.
Morgan
For Morgan
Stanley,
Stanley, yeah,
and
yeah.
they go to Charles Schwab, and
Bill
they make
Burr
all
has
these,
a big thing about
yeah,
that.
and they give these speeches. So if you think about it, if you were the president, that's why many people got mad at Obama. Was if you as soon as you leave, you're gonna go to fucking Morgan Stanley and you're gonna get paid $300,000 to give a
Yeah.
speech. What's going on when you're in office? You know what I'm saying? Like you have relationships with these people, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like I like Yang's point about that, where it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna get you paid, so you don't have to do something that's probably not in the best interest of
Right.
everyone to do that shit.
yeah, it makes sense.
And then also Bento released his tax returns and they found errors in it. I was like, fuck. They should have hired me, bro. They hired me. The shit would not happen, bro.
Didn't they say also that they found that
fucked
he
up his
took
tax
money?
return.
He took money from. He said something about not receiving any
Who we
money
talking
from the
Bento.
Beto.
Bento. I
Oh,
call
I
him
was like,
Bento.
it was like,
Bento.
No,
like
He
Bento.
misreported his medical expenses.
No,
Rookie
but-
mistake.
Didn't they?
Rookie
Didn't
mistake.
they say they also found that he said that he
forgot
never
about it.
received money from the super PAC or the people.
I don't know, but you won't find that in his tax return, though.
No,
Well,
no,
maybe
I'm
unless
saying,
he got income
I think
from
that
it.
just happened today or something like that.
I don't know.
They just
Maybe.
found extra
Breaking
money.
news.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I don't
All right, I'm sorry for hurting anybody's feelings.
Whose
No.
feelings have you hurt?
I feel like I know you
Are
better.
you apologizing? Oh, you apologizing to
To
the
people that are cursing me. Well, I don't give a fuck.
What's your
Fuck
what's
you.
your, what's your Twitter name again?
LL Cool Ray. You want my phone number? I don't give a fuck. I mean, if you want to hate me on that, hate me. But I love everybody.
You can't
No.
apologize and say I don't give a fuck all at the same time.
I can.
He's
That's the thing. I am
apologizing.
free to do
It's the same
anything
thing
I
you
want
want
to.
to.
I just
I am free to do anything I want
I
to.
want you to know. I just want you to know.
That I love all of you.
You're not. I just want you to know you're not wrong in feeling the way you're feeling. What I'm saying is you're wrong in arguing other people for feeling
Yeah, of
the other
course.
way.
I'm wrong-
Otherwise,
I'm wrong
that's
for that,
that's
but
what I'm
that's-
saying. You're wrong on. That's it.
that's
Steven,
smart.
take us home.
Anyway.
But anyway, but first of
Take us
all,
home.
hey, humans over.
Yeah, we've been
materials.
here a long time.
Yeah.
All right. So that was another episode of OMP, Oh Millennial Podcast.
supposed to yell
You
it.
know what it is. And yeah, so don't forget to check us out on social media. Jimbo, hit him with the social media real quick.
I don't have social media. What are you talking about?
No, the what the.
If you want to email us,
There
it's
you
at
go.
admin at Old
He
Millennials
does it every
Podcast.
show. He does it every
Because
show.
you keep saying social media. I don't know what the
The
fuck you're
same
talking. No,
shit.
it's not. It's email.
Social media,
Is email
that's a
social
different
media?
argument.
It's different.
That's a different
Thank
topic.
you.
That's another
Thank
topic.
you. I'm a very technical
Because
person.
technically, it's not.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, so from now on, when I say, hey, Jimbo, hit him with the
Hit him
social
with our
media,
info.
you just hit him with the email,
No,
okay?
just say, hey,
Why
give him our
can't you
info.
not say hit him with the social
Right.
media?
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
sounds
it.
Hey,
cool.
yo, hit him with the info.
How can you communicate with
Or
us?
let
By
him
the
know where you
hold
can
on.
find us.
Really
Let him know where
quick,
you
really
can
quick
find us.
exercise. Can you guys spell millennials without looking at it?
No.
I misspell it all the time.
Listen, I don't spell any word past 6 letters. I'm not spelling
I
that.
always misspell it. I-
Old Millennials Podcast, 2 L's, 2 N's in Millennials.
Is it?
Yes.
Back to back.
MILLENNIA.
I always think there's a M-E.
Very impressive.
Nice job, guys.
Well, again, this is OMP, Old Millennial Podcast. This was a pleasure. I know we rambled a lot today and we went on. It's been a while since we've been together. I promise to do better next time. Loren, thank you for showing up last minute. Any words?
You're welcome. No. Love everybody.
PG, how you feeling?
God bless everyone.
Hanif, welcome to the show.
I appreciate it, gentlemen.
Jimbo?
I'm gonna hate editing this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna be
Tough
it's
one.
gonna be
That's a
a
tough
really tough one, and
Actually, you could probably make a double CD.
we'd like
out
to
of this.
apologize. This might be deleted scenes.
Actually,
It might
yeah.
might be a good deleted scene one because we went
I'm gonna make some bonus episodes.
we went all over the place with this
Anyway,
one. But anyways,
thank you guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for listening. Remember, keep checking us out. We love you. Peace.
Appreciate it. Peace.
Listen, guys. This is one. You're my thoughts.